Namaskar. I'm a movie star. I'm 51 years of age. And I don't use Botox as yet. So I'm clean, but I do behave like you saw, like a 21-year-old in my movies. Yeah, I do that. I sell dreams, and I peddle love to millions of people back home in India who assume that I'm the best lover in the world. If you don't tell anyone, I'm going to tell you I'm not, but I never let that assumption go away. I've also been made to understand there are lots of you here who haven't seen my work, and I feel really sad for you. That doesn't take away from the fact that I'm completely self-obsessed, as a movie star should be. And that's when my friends Chris and Juliet called me here to speak about the future you. Naturally, it follows I'm going to speak about the present me.
Hello and welcome to the Super 70 Podcast, episode 32, Pathaan. We will be using the 2-hour, 28-minute, and 51-second version found on Amazon Prime. If you press play now, this podcast should sync with the rest of the film. Should see the Central Board of Film Certification. All characters, places, and events are portrayed in this film are entirely fictitious. I was kind of put out that this was not a true story. And we're gonna start by going into the first time we saw Pathaan, and in this case, my son Luke is with us. Yash Raj Films. Luke, when was the first time you saw Pathaan?
I think it was a Saturday or Sunday morning when you called me and it was like, showed me this trailer, and I was like, oh, that looks all right. I got nothing to do today. I'll check that out. And that night we witnessed this absolute magnum opus.
5 stars.
Easiest 5 stars I ever given.
So,
no subtitles?
Oh yeah, I got to turn on the subtitles.
Yeah, we don't speak Hindi.
Pathaan is in 3 languages, or I guess you could say 3.5.
So we actually came late the first time we saw this. We were 5 minutes late, so we never got to see the first 5 minutes of this movie, including this part. Yeah, we never saw this opening part about the whole thing with the general having cancer and this whole backstory. So we just kind of went in blind. We didn't even know the plot of the movie. It just kind of started like every other action movie with a torture sequence, which we were okay with. We didn't know what to go. We didn't know what to expect.
We didn't even know like who Pathaan was or what was Pathaan. Like, was it a MacGuffin or was it the title character?
Didn't know if it mattered. Like, you didn't know if we had needed backstory of previous movies. We just went in blind after seeing the trailer.
Which we found out for the Batman last year, like that was the way to go.
Yeah, just skipping the first 5 minutes. But, you do need this. You kind of do need this little backstory. But, I don't know. Maybe it is like the Batman. Maybe if you took out the first 5 minutes, would it be? Yeah, because we still didn't see any of this that's playing on the screen.
Well, it wound up being kind of detrimental later on.
No, actually,
like
now,
John Abraham.
Yeah, now because like that amazing theme song plays right here. But we didn't get to see that, so we didn't hear that theme song. We didn't get to hear it yet. And we didn't get this whole phone conversation, so we kind of went in blind.
Yeah, about the whole Kashmir background. Yeah, so he's got the Indian patriot in perfect like medieval font tattooed on us, and it's real fun if you pause this and you read the tattoos all over his body. John Abraham here playing
amazing
Jim.
Villain, amazing top tier villain.
Oh my God, top 5 villains of all time.
The top 3 theme songs too of all time. That's talk about a theme song. So and we still didn't even get to this part.
Right?
Yeah.
This was over this. So what I like about this is Pathaan is filled with these amazing copies from other films. It's not pastiche. They are like my friend Dave would say, they're apes. They're lifted off of other films, but they're not badly done. It's not parody. We had the tendency in the theater to laugh at what we were seeing, because it seemed like so outrageous to us, but it's not parody. It was just that you'd seen it before so many times, but you had not seen it done so well.
It's like a trope, but like the movie had done it so well that it's like you excuse it because it's just so enjoyable to watch.
The best tropes in cinema history. So that market scene there. Oh, I know. Yeah.
The lines in this movie.
Oh, yeah. Very, very cliche lines.
Like the bad guys, like, you know, those classic, like the Scott Pilgrim, when we saw that, you know, there's 2 clicks you're going to hear is when I close the phone, and the next one is me pulling the trigger. Like those types of lines all throughout this movie.
And that's in the next scene when Pathaan's in the chair.
Oh, yeah.
But in that market, in that gun market, that really reminded me of Black Hawk Down.
Yeah.
Because you see the gun market in Black Hawk Down. So, and it goes like scene by scene. It almost reminded me of Chasing Amy. How Kevin Smith designed Chasing Amy to be every scene from another movie, like the Run in the Rain from
Jaws and
Jaws
bar.
and Breakfast Club, and not Breakfast Club, My Breakfast at Tiffany's. So this is kind of when we came in, is like they're beating the shit out of Pathaan. It was after it.
It was like the second before. Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but it doesn't. The second before, like, you know, it happens. That's when we came in. Like, we didn't even get this amazing speech in the chair. I don't like swearing in Arabic.
Yeah, speaking in Hindi. Yeah, talk in Hindi. goddammit. And so we saw this in Hindi, but we had choices. Like the reason we went to the Hindi performance was because they had it in Telugu, and then they had the second one was in Punjabi, if I remember correctly. Yeah. But we went to the Hindi, and it was a good thing that we did because there was the cross-referencing with English in this film.
It makes it more interesting.
It does. It does. And, of course, we should say that we were the only 2 white guys in the theater.
We showed up and it was like, we're the only white people in the entire theater. And we didn't even know what to expect. So I kind of felt bad for the audience because we were freaking our shit out in the theater. And then everyone was just kind of sitting there like this was just your average Bollywood movie. And we were just like out here like trying to contain ourselves when the wildest shit we ever seen just happened on screen.
We were jumping in our seats and raving like, yeah, Pathaan, yeah, motherfucker, yeah. And everyone around was like, what is up with these 2 idiot white guys? The whole theater looked like first and second generation Indian. So what we should also say, okay, so here's Pathaan.
This is where we came in.
This is where we came in. He drops the
and these great shots of the camera mounted onto like an object.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yes. The air cannons.
They're the best use of air cannons in the history of cinema.
I think this is when the theme, his theme starts cueing. No, that's John's theme.
That's Jim.
His theme with like the Home Depot kind of thing.
Oh.
This amazing action sequence.
Oh my god! Oh, that was another thing. Was like the hits were unreal in this. Oh. Just left, right,
air
and
cannon.
Center. Air cannon. Like, who left the door open? Why is there a draft?
Why is there a draft? We didn't care. We were all here. After this first scene, we didn't care how this movie went. We were here for it.
And we're assuming, of course, that this is Pakistan. I had no idea Pakistan was so drafty. It makes me want to visit Karachi or Islamabad. Oh, I know.
Neck.
Oh. Rises an arrow to burn the evil. He strikes a blow. He fights alone, shining so bright. He's the knight. Here's the shotgun.
Yep.
Oh my god! So we saw this in another film, and we were like, "Oh, this is the Pathaan shotgun scene."
Yeah. Now it's all referred to as the Pathaan shotgun.
The Pathaan
whenever
shotgun.
We see him, even though they did it in Fast 6 with the chair and the air cannon.
It's really amazing. And I remember somebody had asked us, what was this like? And
we couldn't describe it.
No, I think the closest we ever came was like if you took all the Fast and the Furious movies and all the Mission Impossibles,
every James Bond, combined it into one and added charm like you've never seen before.
Oh, I know this guy.
King Khan.
King Khan, yeah. Raj Khan. This guy has such amazing star power. So he's dragging, he's loading the AK.
Yeah, we didn't know what to expect with the lead, right. And when after this scene and like the movie starts going, it's like this dude's got some serious start. We had no idea this dude had a career, like a massive 100 movie career. And then we found out later his nickname is King Khan, which is like, oh my god, come on, that's the best nickname ever.
Shah Khan, yeah. And this was his first movie in like 3 or 4 years. He didn't come out of retirement, but he can basically do whatever he wants to do.
This is so ridiculous. When we saw this, it was like, oh my god.
And the chopper blade. You've seen that in Mission Impossible, the first one.
Yeah,
it's got this little bird. And then no, sorry, Rafe. And he's turning on these these Catlin cannons that are going. But he's like a George Clooney or a Brad Pitt. He has that magnetism, right?
I would put him against Brad Pitt. I'm seeing King Kong any day. I love this guy so much.
And of course, when going back to how we were seeing this in the theater and how we were literally coming out of our seats, the sunshot, yeah. And you see that in Batman and so forth. So we saw this, this is like a Rasha spy movie, Pathaan. And of course, immediately you were like, everyone in this theater is so chill and quiet watching. They've seen this before. What if there's 20 more of these films? It was hard not to get on the phone, in the movie, and start checking out, what are the other ones that King Khan has been in?
This movie is so I don't know what's the word, engrossing. Yeah. I just want to kept seeing what was next, but. Oh my god!
And this is a great role here. I mean, this is the Amanda Waller role from Suicide Squad.
We got a problem, ma'am. Red flag.
And the guy's been looking at monitors so long he needs eye drops. That's
the classic nerd shot.
Yeah.
And I remember when I was watching this with my friend Greg, and we were at the beginning, we were trope number 8, trope number 9. It was we got a flashback. And we saw this and we were watching and the flashback happened, but then we forgot that we were in a flashback. Right. Within a so it was just
we were so involved in the story that when the flashback ended, we were like,
oh wait, we still have this.
That's right. We still have to finish the original story.
No, we're getting ahead of ourselves though.
Yeah. But so of course this, she has no life, and this is out of a lot of spy thrillers, like the movie Breach with Lori Linney. There's a scene in there where she's just basically has no life. She has a cat. She doesn't have a husband. She doesn't have a family, and so forth. This guy's strikingly handsome too. I was just amazed at I think this is the second Bollywood film I had ever seen.
This is my first, and I was like, oh, a Bollywood movie? So 20 song and dance sequences?
Right.
And then you warned me, was like, I gotta warn you, I know this is an action movie, but there's going to be 2 dance sequences. And I was like, oh god, really? I'm gonna have to. Little did I know that the next time I was watching this movie, I was like, oh, I'm here for the dance sequences this time.
It's the greatest dance sequences of all time. There's, I think my favorite one in a music video is Sting did a song called We'll Be Together Tonight. I think it was about 1986, 1987. There's a dance sequence in that's actually, other than in the Austin Powers one and The Spy Who Shagged Me, that's my favorite one. But these dance sequences are just shockingly good. Yeah, I need to pull out my IMDb so we can throw some light onto these actors.
I love the backstory. Oh, this man, he was the most badass out of the most badass and the top tier of the most elite squad ever, and so everyone gets quiet when he's around. Oh, that's because the Pathaan chapter is closed. The whole build up of this character, and you see where it goes. It's just classic.
Yeah, Dimple Kapadia is who's playing Nandini, the boss
training
there.
Sequence.
Yeah, the training sequence. So of course we had when Pathaan was in the chair, we forgot to mention how, he's first I'm going to hit you, and then I'm going to, we'd seen that in a million movies before.
Yeah, the badass line that this movie's filled with them, and I never got sick of them.
No, he's shredded,
and we didn't
know how old he was.
How old this guy? I was like, this guy's like maybe 38, 39, maybe 40, maybe, because like later you could just see him shirtless, and it's like he's like Chris Hemsworth Thor ripped, and we're like, oh my god, that's crazy, and we didn't know until after he's like almost 60 years old. And we were flipping our shit when we were walking to the car. It's like, oh my god, how did this guy get in this shape? But
yeah, and you can see her eyes drop when he walks off camera because she's checking him out. And it reminded me of, was it Cheryl Ladd in the Man of Steel movie? All right, Clark, all right, and her hands all over his pec, like, it's okay, Clark, it's okay, Clark. It was a tough job for her, tough job. So anyway, that did remind me of the interrogation scene in the Avengers when they've got Scarlett Johansson tied to the chair.
Oh yeah,
and she's like, he's telling me everything. Yeah. I need to get out of here. And so you realize that she's got control of the situation, and that was crossed with like a scene from you haven't seen it, but Billy Jack with John Laughlin, where Billy Jack would say stuff like, I'm going to take the left side of my right boot and put it on the right side of your face, and there's nothing you can do about it.
On Globus type lines. Number one with a bullet. Like,
Delta Force.
Like, oh my God. Yeah. Those type lines, and I'm here for it all the way. And another thing I found amazing about this movie, his hair. Never fails. Every scene, hair is amazing.
It is kind of reminiscent of Tom Cruise, just a tad.
Oh yeah, just a little bit. But then, no, yeah, you're right.
Just kind of reminiscent.
I don't care. He does it.
No,
a lot better.
King Kong wears it better. He always wears it better.
He's better than everything.
And I like Joker.
Yeah, joint operation, the covert research, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
And again, crossed with English, which we should say, the Indians, of course, were ruled by the British Raj for about a century, and a century before that, the East India Tea Company basically ran it like their own little fiefdom, and so the English really infiltrated the Hindustani language, and Punjabi and Tangul as well. But of course, there's so many language groups in India that when they shoot a film, they just they might film it in Hindi, but they'll dub the shit out of it for 3 or 4 different languages.
Team up sequence.
Absolute team up. We've got to meet the crew, right?
Meet the crew.
That's gonna
and then they're absent for like the rest of the movie.
Yeah, you don't really see them. Yeah,
I thought it was like, a super spy group. We're gonna do that, but no, I don't care. I focus on Pathaan the whole movie.
Of course. So we say India. It's actually it's Hindustan. This is the name. India is an English corruption of Hindustan, the state of Hindus. Of course, not everybody in India speaks Hindu. Speaks Hindi, rather. Not everyone in India is Hindu, which is a religious group, not a language group. Hindi is a language group. So you do have Luker. This guy,
Colonel Luker.
The Colonel Luker is just awesome.
Yeah, he fills that role of like the asshole boss. It's like, I need the results no matter the cost, which you see in 1,000 movies.
Yeah, and he kind of reminds me of Nick Fury.
Oh, the obligatory comedic invention scene.
Yeah, crossed with the embarrassing moment when the real boss walks in the door.
Yeah, it's like, his double chin hangs down to his belly, and then he it's just classic.
Ashutosh Rana is this guy's. He's actually very, and like a lot of movies, particularly the buddy cop movies where you've got the asshole captain in the precinct.
Yeah,
you warm up to him as a good Gil. Oh, that's right.
Axel Foley, you better not.
Or even Bougainville in the Beverly Hills Cop movies. Like Bougainville comes out like a complete asshole in the second movie. He's like this really nice guy.
Or like even the parody of that was like the last action hero.
Oh yeah.
So, but I thought he just did great. It's a perfect level of like playing that character without going over the top. Aside from he was the best operative and he died. He went in solo.
Is that Topper?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay. Well, then this is like straight out of
Rogue Nation.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, when he was in Havana.
Actually, he's not. It's not this terrorist organization. It's this private terrorist group that's doing all these things. And why? We don't know, but we got to find out. That type of stuff that you see 1,000 times, which, once again, not ripping the movie for. I will rip other movies, but I'll never rip this one.
It's worse than Mission Impossible. This downed airliner in Malaysia.
Yeah.
And this bus that blew up in London.
They're all connected.
And this politician who was shot on his doorstep in Detroit. Someone's behind it all.
Yeah, but this movie gets away with it 100%.
And I love this. That's Interpol's problem. It's not our problem.
Every movie ever.
I know, right? Where the immediate idea. So you've got one or the other. You've got like the "Don't give me that jurist my diction"
First Blood
from the Matrix. From the Matrix, "Don't give me that jurist my diction" crap. You can shove it straight up your ass.
Oh,
but
yeah,
First Blood is like a call. Yeah. And there's this horrible movie called Ballistic with I think it's Armand Asante. I could be wrong. It could be Antonio Banderas and Lucy Liu. And a favorite one is like the entire downtown is like on fire with these cars and there's riots going on, and these feds come by and say, literally overdubbed, "This problem's too big for us. We'll leave it to the locals." And then they just drive away.
Oh my God. That's perfect logic.
So here we go. Eggshells. We're going to Dubai.
You're the molten gold that holds this team together. I love that line. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was earlier, and it comes back later, and then...
They use it over and over again. So this is like right out of Mission Impossible. Was it Rogue Nation?
I mean, I think I see Tom Cruise climbing that thing, right? So... And then the fourth like mission control room that we see Colonel Luker in. I think he's in a lot of them throughout this movie. And then after, I think... No, yeah, that's right. About 4, and then we get the car chase... Yeah. Soon,
and this is another trope. Like we have to get on a plane in Mumbai, and we have to fly, or Delhi. We have to fly all the way over the Indian Ocean and get to Dubai. And then when we're in Dubai, and then we're launching our logistics, it's in the middle of that we find out. We just suddenly think
he tricked us.
It's a trap.
No. He's actually going for the 2 scientists instead of our president. God, why didn't I think of that?
Like maybe if you spent 15 more minutes in your operations, stage. Yes.
Send me his GPS coordinates right now. I'll reroute. Damn.
And this kind of reminds me of the chase scene in was it Fast 6 or Fast 7? Where they're in Rio.
Fast 5.
Yeah, okay.
I've seen those movies so many times.
And I know in these. Okay.
Faruqi, love is hard, Faruqi.
So here comes
John Abraham, the absolute colossal of a villain, walking in here with that amazing theme. Just, oh my God. We didn't hear it the first time in the opening. We heard it this time. We started flipping our shit in the theaters. Like, oh my God, what a villain!
And this is right out of Winter Soldier. I mean, just lifted. No, there's the shotgun. There's
the Pathaan shotgun shot. And then I didn't catch it the first time we saw it, but when you and I saw it, like my 3rd time, your 2nd, I saw this movie like 4 times in the theater and then twice at home. And then you pointed out this is the Batman.
Yes.
Yeah. And they do the camera shot.
Which is this is like amazing planning, because Pathaan came out in January and the Batman came out in, what was it, May of last year? March of last year?
Yeah.
So this was like an amazing foresight to really edit this together to where it looks...
The editing in this movie is fantastic.
It is stellar. It is definitely stellar. I do hear a lot of people crapping on the CGI.
I don't care.
I don't care about that either.
It's better... It's honestly better than some of the Phase 4 Marvel stuff that I've seen. It is honestly more convincing than, the TV shows that they've made, or the subparts of Quantum Mania or Multiverse of Madness. It's a little bit more convincing, but once again, you're picking on the things that don't matter here.
Right.
All right. It's like saying, why are these people dancing in the club where John Wick's killing people? Like, come on, bro. It looks cool as hell. Like, get over it. It's just a nitpick. You know what I mean? Ultimately, it doesn't matter. And then I think he rerouted already. Yeah, he's on the trail of Jim. Could have done with a little bit more menacing name, but I don't care.
He just has this amazing baritone voice.
Jim. Yeah. This is
contraflow traffic. You have to have contraflow traffic.
Counterflow traffic. You got to have that. I mean, it's mandatory in all action movies where you have a car chase,
especially if it's in Paris. Since Ronin.
Oh yeah.
You know.
No, you're right.
Ever since Ronin, if you do it in Paris, you got to have contraflow. So there's one of these. I love these little the street signs that are on this chrome disc that hovers above the intersection. Those are in West Houston, actually, in the
Batman
Galleria.
Shot.
Here's the Batman shot. So, I mean, this makes me think this could be one of those things where they shot it normal, and then when the Batman came out,
they just flipped it.
They started to move the image and give it that. Oh, Jim.
Air cannon them.
John Abraham is amazing, and he played the lead in another movie you and I saw like the week after Pathaan, Mumbai Saga, which was utterly amazing. Of course, it's about the mafia in Mumbai, and then after the movie's over, you were asking, what was it that they were like? How does this mob make money?
It was like 2.5 hours or something about the mob, and he was like, oh, wait, how did this guy make the money? Like, we never saw, like, you know, that obligatory Goodfellas, like, you know, montage of him, like Henry Hill cutting up the coke and, you know, selling it, or, you know, you don't get the racketeering with the guns. No, we never knew what he was doing.
Silencers in a lunch bag. That's right. Yeah, there was none of that.
Don't work.
There was a little bit of a protection racket in the beginning of it, and you were thinking, clearly, they're not making all of their money off a protection racket. It's like there's got to be
protection.
Yeah, it's got to be a prostitution ring, or
still enjoyable.
Maybe somebody's got.
I died a bloody hero.
She broke my heart. India broke my heart. So this is kind of important to the plot, actually. So I looked up Article 370, which they said in the beginning that was the whole thing was General Qadir is pissed off because India was abrogating Article 370. So, are you ready? While they're about to,
I got to get rid of this. I got to get over this amazing bad guy speech.
Oh yeah, they'll throw a medal on your grave.
Martyr. But your cost to the country, 0. I've seen this movie so many times.
Yeah, your life, and that's right out of Bond too, where like M, and is it in GoldenEye? M says, "I've got no compunction to send you to your death, but I'm not going to do it on a whim."
Dude, I don't know. Those movies blend together after you've seen them so many times.
In this round, I hold all the aces.
Theme song right here. And then I love this scene. He slow walks with the air cannon. He's like, what am I going to do? Oh, we're going to blow up the car and walk away. I'm going to leave my villain in an easily escapable situation. What? This happens throughout the movie, and once again, I don't care. The power of Pathaan's promise will carry me through this movie.
It does have that sort of Dr. Evil flair to it.
Oh, especially later on in the movie, and you get to like the second evil lair.
There are an astounding amount of evil lairs in this film.
I could have done with one more at least, you know, me personally. But okay, you were saying about the Article 370.
Yeah, I just want to say here that we're 26 minutes in, and we're still just we can't get enough. Yeah, so Article 370. So
it's been an honor.
I looked it up. Yeah, he salutes him. Jahind. Absolutely. So one thing he does before he. Now, of course, we are sort of making fun of this, but you see this in American films all the time.
Done 1,000 times worse. Most of the time.
Exactly, and that's the point. 1,000 times worse.
Yeah, it's whoever can do it the best, and whoever does it the best often. You don't care that it's done before if it's done well. You know what I mean?
The only thing done
this part was ridiculous.
I know. Yeah, the only thing done secondhand that doesn't look as good as the rest of the movie is the CGI. And again, we've already declared
it
doesn't matter if one thing's going to suck in this film.
Let it be CGI. Like everything else, I'm cool with. And this was just awesome.
And this is kind of at a Super Cop.
Oh, I do see the similarities, yeah.
Yeah, Jackie Chan hanging on and Pathaan saving the day. Get him out of here by zip line.
The two helicopters like next to each other, I thought was like amazing.
Well, that's kind of out of, I don't think you've seen it yet, but Air Force One has something like that with Harrison Ford and Gary Oldman.
I still need to see that.
Yeah, that's really good. I was on a rig in Egypt out in the Mediterranean. We were watching Air Force One, and there was this Arab on the boat. He said, "Does the president die in this one?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Damn."
Oh my God. That's funny, though.
And then later on, he found out I was American. He said, "I'm sorry, I thought you were British." I'm like, "I don't care. I didn't vote for the guy." Which is always our excuse, right? Like, when I went to China and Clinton had bombed something and killed some Chinese people in Yugoslavia, consulate in Yugoslavia, here it is.
Sorry
here it
to
is.
put you on hold, but
boom,
Fast and the Furious, totally out of
total Fast and Furious. So you got on me because that scene in, I don't know what Fast it is.
Okay.
The hand grab off the cars.
No, it's the scene in Fast 6 where Dom's driving whatever red car with the spoiler at the back, and Letty's on the front of the tank, and the tank crashes, and then Dom crashes in the side rail, and he goes in midair to catch Letty and lands on a car. And when you saw that, you started like, "Oh, come on, man!
Stupid!
You thought it was so stupid." And you've been giving me shit for it all the time. And then the second something like this happens in this movie, it was like, "Oh, please give me more of this." Double standard much.
No. Where you got me was they did the same thing in another movie that Justin Lin made, the third Star Trek movie, Star Trek Beyond. They do it again.
Oh no, yeah,
it's Kirk and one of the aliens, and they're doing it with motorcycles instead of cars. And I loved how this executed. It was done very well, and you jumped my ass for that.
I did.
Like, they do the same thing in fact. Yeah. But I have to say the big difference is Star Trek is a sci-fi. Oh. It's a fantasy film. This is a spy film. This is a little bit of fantasy.
The power of in the Star Trek remakes? The power of what? And in the Fast and Furious, you got the power of family. Like, come on, man. Oh, we forgot to mention him bringing down the cable that's holding the two helicopters
with his bare hands.
These helicopters will crash unless you let go of this rope or whatever. Which I didn't understand at first. I was like, does he control the rope? It took me my third rewatch to understand that he just nods because I was too busy giggling. And this amazing shot of him holding on, and then he flies away, and then he looks back, which is a great shot.
Yeah, and so it's like a force and zoom, and that was bad CGI.
I don't care.
Bad
CGI. And then this, and he looks back.
Flying right between the buildings.
Amazing grip strength, like
free-handed. But I'm sure Tom Cruise has done stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
So this is New Delhi. We're back in New Delhi.
Where's the dude by military, by the way? Those snipers, like where were they the whole time?
That's right. Well, Jim seemingly has control over all of Dubai.
Yeah,
the snipers are nowhere to be found.
Oh, here's the tragic backstory of the villain. I love this.
Calculative, precise. Methodical.
Which villain is that described?
Mr. Pathaan.
Listens to his heart first. That's why he can't get the job done. Shout out to Colonel Lucard. He got to be my favorite genre of evil, not evil, but asshole boss.
And of course, one of the things that kind of hinders us, but I think gives value to the story, is that there's all these little inflections, not just in the language, but things that they refer to that probably go to other movies, which we have not seen, or they go to other incidents that if you're a citizen of India, you know about, but we're unfamiliar with. Yeah. Because we're not Indian nationals, obviously. Like he's talking about Somali pirates. Like, remember this incident with Somali pirates? We don't know if this is another movie or if this is referring to something completely fictional, or it could be that India had a very bad problem with Somali pirates, which it's very close to them. It's only like 400 miles away, across the ocean, and that's the geopolitical
setting is completely different for this film and for all Bollywood films, and it takes some getting used to, but the payoff is so good.
Yeah, because you don't quite understand because like in American movies or like UK movies, because like they introduce a threat and you already know a lot about them, right? Just because they're in the geopolitical scene. But if you watch Bollywood movies, you might not immediately get the relevance of some things like the Somalian pirates, because those aren't.
Well, unless like I mean, if you're an American, the only
Somalian pirates, like, that like 300 years ago, like that's right. Your immediate reaction to pirates, but it is a serious problem in
that part of the world.
Seas, yeah.
It is. Well, there was a guy who sailed around the world in a yacht like 20 years ago, and he got jacked by pirates and killed.
Yeah,
and I don't know if you saw Captain Phillips with Tom Hanks. Yeah. And the Maersk Alabama, which a ship that I've actually been on decades ago. But that's your only frame of reference. But if you lived in India, like this could be like something serious. So
the news type stuff,
right.
But I do got to say, I don't know if this is appropriate to say, but that was a pretty good torture scene. I mean, it beats some of Mel Gibson's work. I mean, I'm just saying, like, that scream, it's great.
He's a top-notch actor on torture. Mel Gibson. He fucking loves that stuff. But
South Park made fun of him for it. Right. Torture me for you.
Please
torture me.
There's one in Game of Thrones which just takes everything up a level.
I will if I live for 1,000 years, I wouldn't once think of watching Game of Thrones.
You'd probably be better for it. So Pathaan, if ever he's eating anything,
it's a green apple. It's something
apple,
healthy. I love the sugar-free yogurt.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to bring up. Yeah. Okay, Rock Beach. We're talking about Rock Beach now.
The ultimate MacGuffin that changes like 3 times, right? Like we first, I think when we first saw, we was like, oh, it's a person, and then we were like, oh, it's an object. It's like, oh no, it's this, But I'm not going to say what it is, of course. Yeah, but we also didn't. I didn't mention the another Colonel Lucart scene of like him being an asshole to his own agents. Like another classic boss move. You don't listen to the rules. That's why you're not as good as
we play by the book. Yeah. Well, that's another scene in Black Hawk Down when Captain Steele comes over. When you're on the 50-yard line, you've got to make it in. You hoo-ha people. Blah blah blah.
First dance sequence.
First dance sequence.
Which when I first saw, I was like, oh great, I might as well go to the bathroom now. But I didn't go because I was like, okay, this song's kind of good. Well, and then I was blown away.
It was totally blown away, and
here he comes. Oh, look at the fits.
Right. So I looked it up. I saw this thing on Instagram that said this was really controversial because he's wearing a green shirt with a little bit of gold in it, which I just took it as the eggshell reference, right? But in fact, those are the colors of the flag of Pakistan.
Yeah.
So
he's a Muslim, right?
Right. Yeah. Khan is. Yeah. And there's nothing weird about that. Like a lot of the biggest stars in Bollywood are Muslim Indians. And of course, there's this tension that's always been in India for as long as Muhammad brought the religion there between Hindus and Muslims. But she is amazing. Her name is Deepika Padukone. She's playing the agent Rubina Mohsen. And of course, I talked to you before when the film was over about how navels are very like I wouldn't say verboten, but it's like taboo in Indian culture. So the white girls have their navel showing, but the Indian girls do not. And of course, a lot of the men even have their swimsuits jacked up to the navel like we would in olden days,
like Spartacus.
Yeah,
but this is absolutely a terrific song.
This is an A1 song. It's an A1 dance number, and here it comes.
Oh my god! We were freaking out in the theater when we saw this.
It's like he's about to lift up the globe.
God. He's like, make sure you look behind the bicep for us. Right. Gotta get a shot of that.
It's like, oh my God.
Got some baby oil?
It's like, okay, Shaw, pump your bicep.
Yeah,
just a little bit, not
Could you do
not
like
too
400
much.
push-ups before the shot?
Right. Not like Schwarzenegger. Just more like, no, it's just amazing. Dr. Rubina Mohsen, who's also a spy.
Was also a top secret spy.
She works for ISI Pakistan. Yeah.
I love that. And what, second location in the dance sequence, and then like third wardrobe change for King Khan.
Right.
Absolutely amazing. I love it.
Well, and this was another thing that we couldn't believe when we were leaving was it was like every 25 minutes it seems like the plot changes in the movie. Yeah. We couldn't figure out actually what was going on, but it was because we had missed that first scene. If we'd seen that first scene and said, "Oh, this is about Kashmir," at least you have like a frame of reference.
Yeah, but we didn't even have a starting point. It was like 40 minutes before we even heard Rock Beach.
Right.
It was like, what's this movie about?
Yeah, what's Rock Beach?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it may not matter.
Does it matter?
Which is fine.
Which is utterly fine. But once again, whoever did the costumes in this movie, fantastic, because everything that King Khan wears in this, I want to buy instantly. If there's ever a movie that makes you want to go to the gym, it's this one.
Yeah. And the lines are really good. The lines of the song and how
completely over the top.
In Bollywood songs, they always make the songs match the plot. Third location, yeah, they're in Spain, I think.
Yeah, they're in.
That's where it's supposed to be.
They make a line that's like, if it was any other agent, it would be Syria or the mountains of Afghanistan. But you get Barcelona or something.
Yeah, of course. Please? Well, and she was just in Paris because when they were in Delhi and they said, "Oh, we found her. She's in Paris."
But that's in present day. This is the flashback.
Right.
The shot upcoming is one of the best shots I've ever seen in my life in all of cinema.
When he goes to the pool? Oh my God, we lost it in the theater.
We lost our minds in the theater when this happened. And
there's this great tracking shot from right to left. It's coming up. Oh my God, here it goes.
This shot alone needs an award.
She's amazing, by the way. She looks fantastic.
The song is coming to an end, and it's like,
life is complete.
What's happening? Is it?
She dives in the
pool. In the
reverse shot, and then on Shaw, and here goes
turn left, and
he's in the pool. He's in the pool.
The theme song. Take off your sunglasses, slow-mo. We freaked out in the theater, and then we got some head turns. Like, what the hell's wrong with these white people?
These white people are out of their minds. Like, she's got these enormous, like, dragon earrings on.
It's like, this is completely, like, ridiculous. But that's a shot. I've never seen a shot like that in another movie.
Never.
And
that is the movie in that shot too. That's the movie.
If I was to ever show someone the embodiment of the masterpiece that is Pathaan, I would show them that shot.
That needs a GIF. There needs to be a GIF of that. He's got these ball hugger shorts on,
and an 8-pack. Like his his pecs have sub abs.
Yeah,
like completely. It's ridiculous. And what Evil Lair 1? Does this count as an Evil Lair?
This counts
as an evil villa
because they're all spies. Oh my God, his underbelly is amazing.
Make sure you stand right next to him. So this happens like 3 times in the movie.
It does. Yeah, they're looking in opposite directions.
It gives a badass speech.
It's a great visual metaphor.
Yeah.
Bank account
himself in the flesh shows up. Yeah,
it wasn't too hard to bring you here. Which again, I mean, that's in
complete mastermind.
That's in Skyfall. You just make sure and leave those traces as you go to Scotland. Just make sure you just leave not too many. What the fuck is he wearing? Like he just grabs this French zebra blazer,
and he works it too. He makes it work. Not a second do you question why is he wearing this, other than why is he wearing this? But he makes it work. AISA or something.
In ISI, and the BDD is the other one, which is the West German intelligence agency.
West German?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize.
Yeah, they had one. Yeah.
I thought that was like under the branch of whoever controlled the district, or so it was like.
The French intelligence. I didn't know they had their own.
Yeah, they had their own. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because they had to fight the. Well, it wasn't the Stasi. So the East Germany had their own foreign intelligence service. Then they had
separate from the KGB?
Separate. Their internal one was nicknamed the Stasi, the State Secrets Police. Yeah, the Stasi. And then they ran East Germany like an iron fist. Like some people say that was the most totalitarian society ever.
Jesus.
East Germany. Yeah. So
I mean, say what you want about like totalitarianism, they often come up with the coolest nicknames for their oppressive governments. I gotta say,
yeah. Well, and we should say that
second time this happens,
this shot where they're looking in opposite directions. Pakistan and India are bordered next to each other, and they are not friends. They have a very tenuous relationship. They have been trying very hard, the two nations, to prevent another war. I think Pakistan and India have gone to war 3 times since partition. The biggest time was in 1972, 1973, and that was like hundreds of thousands of Indians and Pakistanis died in that war. It was absolutely bloody, absolutely horrible. So we are talking about like real world stakes here. And that's why I wish that we hadn't missed that opening.
Yeah.
And because the minute he would have said Kashmir, I would have said, oh, this makes complete sense. Mm-hmm. But we didn't hear it until I think it's after the interact, right?
No, we only ever heard it at the Evil Lair 2. when
it's in the finale. It's in the finale when he says, "No, we're 4." Right." Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. And then great action sequence coming up here.
Yeah, sometimes like when you have action movies, especially now, they try and like marvelize it and they try to add too much humor into it, and sometimes it can end up ruining the action scene. But this time, I think it works perfectly. I think so. Yeah.
And then he's just watching her. Oh. And there's some judo coming here.
Leg sweep.
And we get the idea that if Pathaan wanted to, but he doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to. It's just like he's so in control of the situation that he doesn't have to lift a finger. And like, I love the shot. Oh, he's already free.
It's like he was waiting. Here's the judo. He was just waiting for that guy to do that, and then he caught the knife.
More evil henchmen. Let's go.
Lots of HKs too.
The UMPs are
and even the pistols are HKs.
Not X.
Not ex-ISI. I am ISI. So why are you saving an Indian agent?
I just like the scene so much.
He plays the comedy really well, like during an action scene.
He does everything like perfectly.
And again, that's nothing new. You've seen that in Die Hard, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, all these other buddy cop action movies.
Lethal Weapon.
It's just, once again, it's just done so well here that it doesn't impede anything.
And I do remember thinking, how can they run in this open field and not get shot? But then, of course, you find out later that, one of the bullets found their mark.
No, well, you find that later because they're not really trying to kill them.
Oh, right, because they were trying to plant her.
I don't know that blows anything, but you've probably already seen the movie.
If they're listening to the commentary.
If you listen, Pathaan, you've already seen it.
You've already seen Pathaan.
Like, I don't know anyone, none of my friends I haven't heard of any Bollywood movies until I mentioned this absolute masterpiece. And you're like, oh, Bollywood? Really? Opinion of invalid. That's their initial response.
Well, and the reason that I really haven't gotten into Bollywood is because I had heard from, I had an Indian friend in college, and she told me, some of them are 3.5 hours because there's all these subplots and dance sequences, and I just
elaborate stories.
Yeah, and I just thought,
not for me.
It's still not really. I can only stand a movie that's 3 hours plus every month or so. You know what I mean? Right. Like John Wick 4, that took that slot for that month. I'm not gonna watch another. I'm not watching Gettysburg ever.
Well, you're gonna miss out on that. There's some great acting in Gettysburg, but I get it. Well, this is also in the days when Bollywood started
like just really getting into cinema in the 60s, the 1960s, when Bollywood just really started taking off and they started doing these enormous movies. It wasn't actually that far out of the norm to be in a theater for 3 hours, even in the United States, where even in the 50s, when he had these huge sword and sandal epics like Ben-Hur, for example, you could be in the theater for 3+ hours, but also with the intermissions and Cleopatra and all of those. But also remember, like back then, particularly in the days before TV, that's where you got your news. That's where you went to go see newsreels. So you'd go in, you'd see like 20 minutes trailers, you'd see like a 20-minute newsreel, then they might have like a short feature. I mean, that could take an hour, and then the movie would start. And then if it was like a 3-hour movie, then you're in the theater for like 4 hours. And by the way, you paid like 20 cents to do all of this, you know. So it's not really crazy in terms of time. But Shah Khan did a movie in 1995, which is the longest running movie in the theater of all time on any continent for any
the second or first or I thought
of all time. Like Gone with the Wind was in theaters for like 20 something years, but this
that movie beat it.
Yeah, it was, but it was kind of like a cheat. Like it ran in one theater in New York for. Oh, right. So it was in a heavy metropolitan area where there was no shortage of people like, hey, let's go see Gone with the Wind tonight. Like there might be 1 or 2 people in the theater, right? And on the weekends, more people, obviously. But anyway, and I think The Wizard of Oz ran for like 10 years. And, you know, that was not, in the age before TV, that was not abnormal.
Well,
but
that was in color, so that's a...
Right.
What is that?
In color, it was...
color films of like... 20 years, like
that's
20,
right.
30 years or something.
Well, yeah,
20 years because
Gone with the Wind and The Wizard of Oz came out, 39. and Snow White. They all came out in the same year, 1939. But color film was so rare back then. It was
because that's why you went and go see it,
right? And it was like maybe like 5 movies that year were released in color, right?
Yeah, so that's part of why it's probably
right
like that. But.
And Hollywood in the 40s, Hollywood was cranking out like 450 movies a year, so it was super. You're talking less than 1% were in color. But anyway, Shah Khan's film with FDLP or DDLP, or its initials like RRR. You know, I can't remember the name of it. I'm sorry. You can look it up. You just Google like what is the longest running Bollywood film of all time, and it'll show it to you. But it only stopped running because of the pandemic. You're right. So the minute the pandemic was open and the theaters open again, they started playing again.
We forgot to mention the magic bullet that missed all vital arteries.
That's right. It's just a flesh wound.
Tis but a flesh wound.
Which it's another Mission Impossible joke because that's in
and then we
Rogue Nation.
And then we have a change in plot. Now it's a heist movie. I remember when you went to the bathroom when we saw this the first time. I had to explain to you, we're doing a heist movie now. It's not like an action movie anymore. So we got to find Rock Beach. Where is it? Russia.
And we still didn't know what it was.
Yeah, we still didn't know what it was, and we didn't care.
Christopher McQuarrie did a great interview on the Empire podcast in which he said, when you're making a film like this, none of that matters. You know, nobody cares.
Ultimately, to me, like if it's enjoyable and I'm really enjoying myself, it really doesn't matter what's going on. And this is my favorite movie of all time. And it has been the second I left the theater after I didn't want to admit it, but this is my favorite movie.
Well, I remember like a month later, I was doing my birthday screening and I had already decided on Scott Pilgrim, but there was this pause where for about a week we were like really, really considering.
I wanted Pathaan, dude. Like,
should we dump Scott Pilgrim and play Pathaan? Like we must seriously think about this. But I didn't want to force everyone who chose to come to my birthday to sit in the theater for 2 hours and 45 minutes. But I'm thinking about doing it next year.
Oh, you better, dude.
I was thinking about doing that or Lola Rent.
I don't need to know what that movie is, but
you've seen it. Run Lola Run.
Lola Rent. Oh, Run. No. Yeah, I have seen that.
It's 86 minutes. It's a powerhouse performance.
Come on, man. Pathaan all the way.
Pathaan. You could watch Lola Rent 3 times.
Yeah. Pathaan's promised me right now that we're gonna watch Pathaan next year's birthday screening because I I need to see that in the
Pathaan's
theater again. Pathaan's. Whenever my friend like dies in a game and he's like, "Get that guy," I'll say Pathaan's Promise.
That's right. And this is Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I got to get this vault 75 floors up, and then only 2 ways of getting. Oh yeah, here comes the montage of explaining how to get it.
You can't break it.
But how do we? We can do it.
There's a great film that's similar to this with Ryan O'Neal and Omar Sharif called Green Ice.
Really? Oh my
Yeah, where there's a safe that's on the 30th floor or something, and they've got to get into it. It's really good.
I'll watch almost anything with Omar Sharif.
Omar Sharif is a master. He popped up in Top Secret.
Oh, that was like
Omar Sharif is in this? After like the goofiest jokes.
And for years I was thinking, how can he do this? Because he's a Muslim, but of course I found out later he wasn't. He's a Christian from Egypt.
Oh.
Yeah. So Uncle Gregor is here. So we're in Moscow now.
Yeah.
Right.
Cue the comically perverted old Russian. So here comes one of my favorite lines, the sugar-free yogurt line.
Yeah, there is the stereotypical, like, the drunk Russian who comes, Sergey needs to stay away from the vodka. So, and of course, I don't know what's going to happen to all of these Russian trope characters. Like, there was one in Mission Impossible. It wasn't Rogue Nation. It was the one before that.
Ghost Protocol.
Ghost Protocol. Yeah, he was the guy that he broke out of Bogdan. He broke him out of jail.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't know what's going to happen to those characters now that after the invasion of Ukraine, like, there's not too many people. Like, maybe we should stop showing Russians in really comedic lights.
It's like you said, it's kind of like the whole Russian character with a sympathetic backstory, or the goofy Russian that's kind of gone now. Right. So, like
the bad guy in Running Scared with Paul Walker.
Oh my God.
Right. Which that actor's actually checked.
Oh my God.
This paisley shirt.
Yeah, and this absolute pervert of a.
Oh, I know.
Oh my
Looks.
God.
I mean, this must be what Trump looks like when he goes down to the bar in Trump Tower and starts hitting on women. Just looking. This guy is just teeing it up.
Oh my!
And of course, she looks amazing again. In
the outfits in this,
the plunging neckline dress and the earrings that are almost touching the clavicle.
Fantastic. Just the wardrobe. Just
look at these glasses on the right stacked upside down. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah. Oh, Sergey.
Dmitri, you gotta.
Dmitri.
I saw this one joke. It was like.
It wasn't that funny.
It was this one joke. It was like, I think this comedian said it. He was like, I went to Russia this one time. These 2 guys, they introduced themselves. It was like, my name is Igor and this is Igor. And it was something like that. One of 3 names you get in Russia: Igor, Dmitri, or Sergey.
Vladimir. That used to be a big one. You're looking like a bomb. Oh, wait. Pathaan feels something, and it's her leg.
His reactions to, like, stuff is just great. Ooh.
Have a blast. It's just really. And you're thinking, what is actually happening? And he pulls off the handprint, like,
This is Fast 5 again. It's like Gal Gadot with the handprint on
exactly.
Fast 5, I mean.
Exactly. Very well done. Very well executed.
Yeah. It's like, and then this scene, this is a great one. Like, how did he get up there? Did he free climb, like, the building? Like, no harness?
No, he did it like Toulour did in Ocean's 12.
Yeah. He played.
I mean, if you can't do that, I mean, come on.
He played that the French rap song, and he did that amazing dance. Yeah, Toulour.
The one that Mom has as a ringtone on her phone.
Dude, that song is utterly ridiculous.
It's so good.
Oh, he's gone. We need 2 ace pilots.
That's Peter the Great, by the way.
Oh.
He's looking west. Like, what is she wearing? It's sort of like, what is going on?
This is Russia. Like, isn't? Yeah.
I think you can get away with that in Russia. I mean, it is a conservative society.
I'm telling you, like, isn't it cold? Like, just saying. Once again, the fit, just outrageous. Like, what? Where did he get this? Like a bomber? Isn't it like a bomber jacket or some of some type? Hey, looking fly.
The painting of St. Basil's Cathedral on the brick and behind the singers.
I like the lines. I have a malfunction. It's like some of the worst like foreign language like speaking ever. Oh, this scene's great. 20,000. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm not gonna ruin the joke.
Of course, this is not outside the norm. India has a close relationship with the Russian Federation and the Soviet Union before them. It was always that way. Rubles, yeah. I meant rubles, not boobles.
Did he like have his shirt on and then lift it up to go into shot?
And then he's putting his shirt on again.
Like what? Shirt, didn't you?
But he took the t-shirt off.
He took the shirt off,
and so then she's taking her shirt off.
Pathaan, change my bandages.
Right. Check this out. You wanna deal with my scar? And he's wearing this very traditional shirt.
That's a great shirt. I love that shirt.
Great fashion in this film. Great fashion.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This whole movie is just me remembering what comes next and then just like, I can't wait for the next scene. This is one of the only movies I've ever like watched that I'm like, after I finish watching it, it's like 2 days before I'm like, oh dude, I want to watch it again. I want to watch Pathaan like every other day because this movie is just, I love this movie so much. I want this on 4K Blu-ray, man. I'll have this like repeating nonstop in my room. It's just in the background. It's like,
no, here's the great.
Yes.
So, are you a Muslim? And of course, she would be if she's from Pakistan. So, he's like, well, I actually don't know because I was abandoned
outside of a cinema.
In front of a cinema. This like Bruce Wayne type of story.
Yeah,
and I was in an orphanage like James Bond.
It was like,
and then a remand home.
I was surprised they didn't drop like some like old cinema film in the. I was abandoned outside of a cinema when they were playing The Bicycle Thief. Or, something like that.
I wanted to be a good son of India.
Repay my country.
Yeah.
So I enlisted. And then, what is this, like, flashback within the flashback?
Right, yeah. So he joins the Indian Army, which I totally get, which, India had actually, they had conscription like we did, peacetime conscription like we did for decades. So everybody served. What film was playing at the cinema? And then, I don't think that he knows, right?
Yeah,
he doesn't
know because he was abandoned outside of it. So, top tier backstory, S tier backstory.
Oh, yeah. Well, so the abrogation of are we going to go to the village now? Is he going to tell the story from the village?
Here we go. Like, can we
the Laris and Kudagoa, right?
Yeah,
which is 2002. So it's in Afghanistan on a joint mission with the U.S. Army.
Cue the U.S. soldier with the comically stupid mustache.
Right. USA military base, Afghanistan, which I'm guessing is kind of hard. This dude with the beard, this obviously fake beard.
The worst prosthetic beard.
Which if you look at the Taliban, they kind of look like that. So it's this Muslim village, and then he is in the Indian Army trying to clear out this village and get everyone to safety. And he was not raised with religion, so he doesn't know what religion his parents are, what he is. And then he figures out, it's this dude's phone. We don't know why. He figures it out. We don't know how, and it doesn't matter. All we know is that he's got to get rid of the phone or this village is going to get destroyed.
No, they did that for their phone tracking. I think they just was like,
But how did he know it was his phone?
Well, he had a picture of the guy.
Oh,
here's the problem.
Okay.
Why is he on the ground when the missile's going to drop? You know what I mean? That's the ultimate. I was in a coma for a month. The village was taking care of me while I was out.
And there is, by the way, there's this old tradition in Afghanistan where even if you are the enemy of somebody, if you ask for a sanctuary, they have to, by the law of their tribe, take you in and nurse you back to health. And, it's even better than parlay. They have to take care of you. They have to nurse you back to health, and they have to get you back on your way.
no muscle mass loss during the month coma. Gotta say, they were bench pressing for him.
Well, they did a very good job with the skull cap, keeping his gloriously
his lovely flowing locks.
That's right.
I am now a member of the village Pathaan.
Every year, without fail, I try
to celebrate
Eid
with everyone in that village. My Pathaan family.
And if anybody has an opportunity to go to an Eid festival, I totally recommend it. I went to a couple when I was younger, and it was wonderful. I should say, by the way, that I've been to several Muslim countries, and I've been to mosques, and I've never had a problem going into a mosque. I've always been invited in. I've left my shoes outside, and thinking the first couple of times I did it, well, that's the last time I'll see those shoes. I'm walking home barefoot. Never. No one ever touches the shoes. No one ever tried to convert me. Nobody had, deep conversations with, hey, have you ever thought about, joining the Muslim Brotherhood? Nope, never had anything like that, you would in a church.
Religion is very, very respectful.
Always. Anywhere that I went, where there's Morocco or Egypt or the kingdom. Always fantastic. So we're back in Moscow. So that village where we celebrate Eid every year, that's gone. But it's going to come up again. We're going to see it again, which is perfect.
Oh, amazing glasses.
Yeah.
The Russian, oh my God.
Dimitri.
Ever want to feel disgusting, watch this guy.
Yeah, that's the girl they hired, the Boobles.
Yeah, the Boobles girl. Swipe.
Boom.
Yep.
Again, that's like Linus out of Ocean.
Yeah, it's just... And then here's a heist sequence. We got 10 minutes, the alarm will trip, and there's no turning back.
Once you open the safe.
So the last line of security is a pressure plate instead of the actual safe.
Just like Indiana Jones.
Yeah, could you not swap it for something? Like, could you put something on top? Who knows? They get a bag of sand. And then they have 10 minutes, but they got time to change into their gear.
Right. And this is right out of The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
Right. And of course, that just came out of a James Bond film. That was the end of Thunderball, wasn't it? When the plane came and picked them up out of the...
I believe so. I believe that's Thunderball. It isn't like the end when they're in the raft.
They're in a life raft.
It's like the fifth Bond movie to end in the ocean on a raft.
Right. And Roger Moore did it after that, too.
Yeah, Live and Let Die.
Yeah, well, I think the Spy Who Loved Me and Moonraker, yeah. Yes. And a View to a Kill? No, that was in the shower.
That movie was stupid.
So I'm not too sure these planes are real.
Okay, not only that, okay, so how are they coming from the same direction if the buildings they were in to get that briefcase were across the city? Weren't they 16 kilometers in each direction? Yeah. So they met up and they start flying directly towards it. But that's not the craziest thing about this. No.
Let's just up it a bit.
Sergey, hand me another beer. And he drops the knife. I have a malfunction, Are you crazy?
Are you crazy?
And then another Fast and Furious style moment here when I again started freaking out in the theater when this happened.
Yeah,
drop free drops and then grabs it barehanded,
swings it around. I've got you. Pathaan has you. Pathaan's promise. Get ready. And this kind of reminded, when they landed on the roof here, this reminded me of Who Am I? The Jackie Chan movie.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, how they land on a slanted roof and they slide down.
Flying down, yeah.
I think that was 1999.
That movie's end fight was wild.
And Who Am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the rooftop. That was really good. And there we go. Pathaan made, by the way, $130
million.
Dollars, not rupees.
Not rupees, dollars. And I could not believe that Pathaan made that much money, and nobody in America who, I should say, no white people, heard of this film. I checked The Hollywood Reporter. I checked Variety.
Yeah, like I looked up reviews on YouTube, and all of them were like in Hindi or Punjabi. I was like, oh, I don't understand it. I want to watch reviews on this movie. Right. But like, no white people have ever heard of this.
It was shocking how few people had heard about it, and how the media seemed to be ignoring it for as good as it is.
Yeah, and then RR came around.
Yeah, RRR came out.
That was like talked about. It was like, you guys, what about my movie?
Yeah, what about Pathaan? And RRR was good.
Yeah, that was still very, very similar vein. Well, actually, probably all action movies.
It was a period piece. It was still an action movie. It was
very enjoyable. That dance sequence.
That dance sequence was amazing.
Didn't that like win Best Original Song or something?
It did.
For the Oscars?
It did. Yeah.
That was an amazing, amazing dance sequence.
Just a month ago.
And that montage about friendship.
Oh my God. That was amazing. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We found Rock Beach. And he's trying to come out, and here comes the Indiana Jones moment.
Oh,
I threw you with the idol, I threw you the whip, and then
she's going to burn it. And he just looks at her, just watching her do it.
And then this is another one of those shots that I like, sequences that I absolutely love, is him realizing in his mind this part.
Oh, no.
And he goes back, and it's like,
it's impossible to open that vault. It is impossible.
Mate check
for Pathaan. And so he starts putting all the pieces together in his head.
Yeah.
You mean checkmate?
Once again, another great speech by the GOAT himself, John Abraham.
John Abraham's got that bedhead hair, like Joel McHale in Community. Like it's supposed to look roughed up, but
it just looks great.
Looks fantastic. The pink polo shirt is also.
I love it.
Yeah.
Fade to black and white,
and then this amazing, like, this also encapsulates the movie. Oh, this is S tier fall.
Yeah. Again, sort of like
that great music cue, dun 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 dun, and like builds up, and then when that hits, and then the final shot of him. And then when we saw this in the theater, this is when the intermission was.
Right.
And we were like, no,
we don't want an intermission.
Okay, I got to go to the bathroom.
You go to the bathroom. Right, yeah, I'll talk about the abrogation of Article 370, present day. So did the Russians arrest Pathaan? Yes, and they tortured him badly, which that's of no surprise to anybody. There's a torture scene, and they show this black prison, which the exterior of the black prison actually is Alcatraz, which you and I have been to before. And he's offering up his fingernails here to be torn out, which again is from another film, Syriana, with George Clooney. This is the scene that was not this torture scene. I don't think was in the original film. Must be added. The intermission was I think 15 minutes long, so we didn't actually want to sit through the intermission. I don't think that we went anywhere. We just in the intermission had a clock on the screen that counted down 15 minutes, and we stayed there. We did not move. We didn't want to go anywhere. We just wanted to keep watching the movie. And even now, like if this is a 2-hour, 39-minute movie or something, and we're only an hour and 12 minutes into the podcast. Let me check. Yeah, we only have. Well, there's an hour and 17 minutes to go, so we're almost halfway through. Article 370. As I understand it, and I am not a historian on Indian history or subcontinent history, but this is what I understand. Okay, the British Raj recognized states inside India, and a lot of them, they had princes and maharajas and people like that were running all these different states. So Delhi passed a constitution for all of India, and they told all of the states to elect their own legislatures
and then those legislatures could pass their own constitutions. And if you didn't do that, then the Indian constitution would stand in for that state constitution. So a lot of these Maharajas and princes, they started, resigning, and kind of like, there's lots of counts and countesses who still live in Italy, right? There's, I'm the Marquis of whatever of France, but France is a republic. Nobody really recognizes that. There was a prince in Germany who tried to throw a coup in West Germany about, I don't know, last year. I think it was 6 months ago. Anyway, so Article 370 is the article that's kind of like the Fifth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which is any laws not reserved to the federal government is reserved to the states. Mm-hmm. So Kashmir used Article 370 to maintain its own autonomy. And Kashmir is still like 70% Muslim, even to this day. So there you have a state in India, which is 70% Muslim, doesn't really want to be a part of India. It would rather be part of Pakistan. But part of the deal in partition was that land went to India. So India recognized Article 370.
Oh, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Raz is coming.
The best action sequences. Sequence.
Oh, and this is all one shot too, right?
This is John Wick style.
And we should have started counting the contacts. We can start here. 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh my God.
Right. And he turns around 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is John Wick. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. That could have been a cut. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. That was a cut. That was the first cut, though.
Yeah. But John Wick really changed the action genre when it comes to how you film it, because before that, or even a little bit after the first John Wick movie, there was use of shaky cam, and that is some of the most annoying shit of all time. It's god awful, and you should only use it whenever it's like a war scene, you know what I mean? Like Saving Private Ryan, because that's actually used for it. But when you use it in action movies, they're just hiding the fact that that the actors themselves or like the stunts aren't up to par and they haven't practiced them. But when John Wick came out, it's like people don't have the same tolerance anymore, because like if Keanu Reeves in his 50s can do this stuff, then why can't these people half his age do the same thing?
Charlie Cox, for example.
Yeah.
And with Daredevil, too. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But this is...
Salman Khan plays Tiger.
Another great performance.
A huge action star. His filmography on IMDb is amazing. He has 131 credits, including one movie called Godfather. He does a lot of TV too.
Oh, did you see early in the previous scene, the action scene? Not action scene, the torture scene. You saw like a scene that was new.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they pulled out the fingernails, and I said that was straight out of Syriana with George Clooney.
Now this whole like prison break sequence, this is like actually not really out of a movie. This is out of Uncharted 2, the game. Really? Yeah, there's a whole train sequence. So
takes place on a train?
Yeah, it's a whole sequence. So whenever I see a train sequence, it's like it's taken from Uncharted 2. But I just love this.
I love how they're storing ordnance right next to a prison transport.
Yeah, that's got to be one of the best decisions. Like out of all the train cars.
And again, this takes a lot from Winter Soldier.
Takes a lot from every movie, but once again, it's just done well.
The first Captain America.
Oh, that too. Yeah. Once again, taken from Uncharted 2.
And there is a cultural motif with the scarf that I'm not familiar with.
Oh, I love this scene. I should really stop saying that. I'm going to say that the whole movie.
That's all right.
If you ever listen to the commentary on Ocean's 11, it's Brad Pitt, Andy Garcia, and Matt Damon. Oh yeah, the twist, and then here comes the foot in the face. Anyway, it's their three, and they're doing the commentary, and there's like long stretches of silence because they're all just watching the movie. They love it so much. No, this is teamwork. So Pathaan can keep his mission accomplished. That's straight up a Tom Cruise send off there.
You really said mission accomplished? Yeah, that was so funny.
I'm Pathaan. Peck and paw slow-mo. And this kind of reminds me, is it Rambo? And how many movies was the train just gets into the tunnel just in time? Tons of them.
Oh, it's like every movie featuring a train.
I think there's one in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
A train? No, there's not a train in.
I think so.
No, you're thinking about the...
Oh, there's a car. They're in a car and they drive through. Yeah.
Goes through.
That's right.
Brutal.
Ooh, boom. And I don't know how controversial some of these things are in Indian culture. I mean, these are like Russians that they're killing.
It's a Russian prison. So.
And yeah, it's a Russian prison. And Russia, of course, is an ally of India. But then, of course, Pathaan theoretically is an Indian Hindu, and he's in love with a Pakistani Muslim agent, right? This is spy love me plot. Exactly. This is exactly what it is. Indian agent and a Pakistani agent fall in love.
I love this part. This is just completely...
Oh, yeah.
Jumping in the air, killing the guy with his body armor on.
And the only thing that tops this is that shot in RRR with Ray Stevenson in the car that gets into the accident, and then he's thrown from the car, and then he gets a rifle in midair and then shoots the rifle.
Oh, my God. That was...
And then there's an explosion.
Was something else.
The two Gatling guns.
This is just classic.
Then you could say that's out of Predator.
I guess every scene where someone grabs a...
Salman Khan just looks amazing. Just amazing. Oh, no, not the bridge. Again, the bridge is not, the CGI is just not that good. The back screen is not that good.
Right. It's not that bad.
You're just running up the train.
Yeah, this is Uncharted 2, like Toy Story 3. Like, this is just peak action. And then they make a jump that looks like it's way too far. Like, look at this.
And
like,
it is. It is.
Like, they shouldn't make this.
There's no way.
Dude, that's the power of Pathaan. He can do anything.
Well, and to anyone who'd seen this and had come to me and said it was just unbelievable. Like, well, what are you talking about? Like, for instance, when they jumped off the train to the bridge, that just looked unbelievable. But the reality is, there's tons of Hollywood movies that do exactly the same thing.
No, yeah, and
it's really showing a bias when you say, "Well, Pathaan does this." Well, yeah, but there are lots of other movies.
Fast and Furious does this, and John Wick falls out of a 6-story building and can walk. Yeah. Like, it's just kind of like, it's like you said, it's a double standard. Like, why are you picking on this movie for doing the same shit that other movie did?
Don't pick on Pathaan.
Yeah. Finally, we're at present day. This is after an hour and 20 minutes of backstory.
We finally caught up.
Remember when we were in the theaters, like,
oh right, this was a flashback. So, and then we had to try and remember when the flashback started.
So the only reason why Pathaan is coming out of retirement is for Rat Beach.
Yep.
So leave me alone until Rat Beach comes back. The time of Pathaan's exile is over. And so here we have, like, this isn't a lair per se.
This is like a safe house, but I don't know.
Where the fuck is this? Is this in the Hindu Kush? Like, where? This is in the Himalayas or someplace.
I don't know, man. Like,
and there's that dude with the awesome hair that was in the beginning. He's on the floor.
Isn't it like the purpose of a safe house to be inconspicuous? Like the one house in like 100 miles of this. It's just, but whatever. Who cares? Why isn't this dude in the windbreaker freaking out?
And of course, like the third time I saw this, I thought, well, he's the dude in the chair.
Oh,
like in Spider-Man, the guy in the chair. I want to be the guy in the chair.
I guess.
So here she's giving him.
Yeah, here's the classic. Don't worry, I know you're in prison. I was my plan to,
that type stuff.
Tiger's on the way, which makes sense because I was actually kind of thinking the first time I saw this, like, why is he not surprised that Tiger shows up?
Yeah,
he's not surprised at all. And that's why, because he knew that Tiger was on the way.
Yeah, homie's always got your back.
Sortie.
In Paris.
Paris. He instantly knows it's Paris.
Yeah.
How do you know it's Paris? Because it's the exit sign that says sortie, right? Yeah, but that could be Quebec. That could be Montreal. That could be...
No, it's Paris.
And it's Paris. Could be Marseille.
Can we get I forgot, is there the Paris shot to let you know it's France?
Oh my God. What movie did we see recently? We just started laughing. We just
like every time.
Every time.
Only Paris, though.
It's like, and they give you a title marker, it's like Paris, and you see the Eiffel Tower. We always in the theater, we're like,
hey, is it Paris?
Here it is.
Paris, France.
Is this Paris?
Hey, is this Paris? I don't know.
I couldn't tell by the gigantic Eiffel Tower in the center of the shot.
Dude, I thought it was Las Vegas, me personally.
It could have been. They've got a tower.
But, I mean, talk about a real homie, though. Like, Tiger went out of his way to break him out of prison. Like, everyone's got to have a dude like that on your back. Like...
I'm sure it was close to their border. And this, I do have to say, like, I don't know where they shot this. I mean, there might be, there's a neighborhood in Shanghai that the Germans built. It's called the Bund. And so anytime that they want to shoot anything that looks kind of European in China, they go down to the Bund and they shoot it. It's entirely possible that they could have some place in Delhi that kind of, or in Mumbai that looks kind of like this.
The fit.
The fit is amazing. Thank you, Raza. Raza here looks a lot like Orson Welles before he grayed out.
I didn't even think
just
of that.
Huge with the hat.
Amazing
and
beard.
Yeah, the magician. Alone. Glock, that enormous watch that he has.
That bandana is just amazing.
Yeah, lots of green in the background. You called me here of your own accord. So, of course, she got on the subway and was spotted by the cameras on purpose to make sure Pathaan found her.
Yeah, SIM card here, money transfer there. Pathaan in the flesh comes to show up.
It's just magic. Rocked Beach. By the way, there's only like an hour to go.
This is one of the fastest movies too.
It was crazy. Like the first time we watched it, we didn't want it to be over first.
It was so tragic.
Like we were in the theater, like, dude, there's not another like 30 minutes. Like, come on.
Every hotel room in Paris, of course, has a window that overlooks the tower.
Whenever you want to lie low, you always have to get the hotel with the best view of the tower.
She's got the mom jeans on to hide the navel.
Yeah, and I love this scene because she's like, "Pathaan, I'm a soldier," and like you look at her, the shirt she's wearing, and the collar's like popped.
Like, look.
Is it a popped collar?
Yeah, it is. That she's wearing. Look.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. Where did she get that?
So the amazing thing is the shirt doesn't have a bottom.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's basically a crop top with sleeves.
It's a Daisy Duke without the tie-offs, and it's got a popped collar. That's amazing.
Yeah, and I think you brought this up when we saw it, like, I don't know, the last time, like the fifth time I saw it. You brought this up and was like, she grew a conscience now?
Right.
Like she was involved in stealing Rock the Beach, and then she knows that this guy is a head of a private terror group, and then what did she think she was gonna happen? But once again, who cares?
Okay, here's where they drop.
This is when we found out about Colonel Kadir.
Kadir, yeah.
Not Colonel, General Kadir.
And she's this I like very much, which is, look, Pakistan is not doing this. This asshole general is going rogue, which is entirely believable because that's the basis of Dr. Strangelove. You got Jack D. Ripper going off on his own, sealing off the base, and trying
fighting in the war room.
Right, is trying to start a war and get away with murder, literally. How can Pakistan save itself? Because he's changed the virus's DNA.
Smallpox.
I thought that was eradicated in 1980. And then I thought it was like the second time we saw this. You were like, what do you mean it just kills in a few hours? It kills one city at a time? Well, doesn't the... What do you mean? Like, can't spread? I remember and then we started giggling in the
That didn't make too much sense to me. But
I mean, one city.
But I do remember, it was years ago, but there was an Ebola outbreak in Africa, and everybody got really upset about it. It was a couple of decades ago. And it killed off a lot of people in this village, and then the WHO had to go over and take a look at it and everything. And basically, what they found out was that the virus worked so fast that you couldn't go very far. Now, as it happens, even more recently, like 7 or 10 years ago, there was this person that caught Ebola and then caught a plane to Dallas, and they found out about the outbreak before the plane landed, I believe. And so they had to track this person down to their home and then put them into the hospital. And some other people got infected. And I believe that this person in the hospital died.
Damn.
But basically, it worked so fast, like within 36 hours or 48 hours, you were dead after contact, that if you can localize it, if you can put up some barriers and restrict travel, and isolate the patient, then the virus is not going to go anywhere. It just doesn't have time to spread to anybody. But like she was saying about COVID-19, you've got like an incubation period and a time in which you're infectious for weeks. Like you're in contact with all kinds of shit, all kinds of people. I love, have to say, New Delhi looks fantastic. Pathaan.
This is a new scene, by the way.
This is, I don't think I've seen this.
Yeah, you haven't. This is new.
He was walking into Joker, and they're all looking at him.
After the. You just said. He's back.
The man in the chair is there. If we survive, we'll hug then. Now, everybody back to work.
Amazing hair. Take a shot every time he has amazing hair. You'll have alcohol poisoning.
Okay, so so this is where it picks back up. So I saw this scene, which is they're going to jump into parachutes into the medical facility. And that kind of reminded me of that amazing shot from Fallout, Mission Impossible Fallout.
You're right. But you didn't. This scene was also added. Like you didn't see the scene. Like
no, I think I remember the schematic of them jumping in the.
Well, remember you walked in like when I was watching it again.
Oh yeah.
So this wasn't in the. This is also an addition.
It's not in the theater.
Yeah, in addition to the extended cut, because the first time we didn't see that jacket.
She told him to cut his hair.
Shampoo.
Okay, so
Evil Lair 2.
This is like Pea's Gloria out of On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Pea's Gloria. Yeah, this is a Blofeld's lair, and George Lazenby's just chilling in the corner.
Right.
Here
in
we
his
go.
kilt. Jim walks in. Turtleneck.
Oh yeah,
jeans.
Like tell me you're a villain without telling me you're a villain. Just put a turtleneck in him, and like then he's like a villain. He's got the Tony Stark sunglasses.
Yeah, barf.
Oh, this is another great line.
Who says love is only at first sight?
Don't drown in them. I know the difference between water and lava.
Is that what he says?
Mm-hmm. Why don't you drown in them?
There's also there's an Indian aesthetic with the female actors with the eyebrows, and you see them sometimes they dip the forehead and they look up. I've seen a lot of Indian movies. It's a pattern that they stick to. I hate her outfit, by the way. It's the first outfit I've seen in a movie where I thought,
outfit, dude. That's perfect skiing outfit.
No, I don't think so. I've seen Spectre. That outfit is not in Spectre.
Is Spectre good though? There you go.
And is there something Freudian going on with these two balls?
Hey, yo. You gotta ponder the orb real quick.
Yeah, and this is like the skull in my hand.
No, this is
I knew him, Horatio.
Oh yeah, that's
or it's like a Spider-Man 2, like the power of the sun in the palm of my hand, that type beat. But also, I gotta give a quick shout out to Super Futuristic Labs. Gotta be one of my favorite things in film. I love it. Just give me some more like transparent neon glass. I'll take more of those, please.
It is a metaphor for the earth, of course.
Yeah, Death Atlas. My country is wherever I happen to be. Another hard line.
Yeah, it plays into the character's narcissism and apathy. And
I've seen this so many times I could hear the subtitles in his voice.
my country left me out to dry. After the Vietnam War, of course, there were a lot of vets who thought that way, and that became you saw it in a lot of movies.
Yeah, that's another plot point that was present in those types of movies.
Here we go with the...
Yeah. Let me, Halo jump all the way down.
And, only slow down when we get within, 50 feet.
But we're not going to pull parachutes. We're going to...
Yeah, no, we're going to do these goofy-ass things. And, God forbid they grip onto glass and, you shatter it and break your body.
And what is
Superhero landing.
And what is it like to actually pull a gun while you're descending and actually aim and shoot stopping, and hit your target?
Can you hit anything? Give the orb to this scientist. Great kick.
Boom.
Ooh.
Is there a judo chop coming up?
She just gave him one.
Judo chop. Another Austin Powers reference. Oh my God. Wasn't ready for that.
Okay. I loved it. Don't shoot him. I mean, just toss some C4 in there.
Right.
That only explodes as much as a firecracker. I love that.
I have the opportunity to kill you, but why would I do that?
I'll put him in an easily escapable situation. What?
And then all of a sudden he's here. He was in the firefight.
Yeah, how did he get, is there an elevator or, is there some stairs or,
And it was a hard cut, too.
Yeah, it was a hard cut. It's not like they had another
scene, people shooting someone, but no. He just apparates. Feel bad for Dr. Sahani.
This guy is totally innocent.
Yeah. Justice for Sahani. And for Rookie. Back. We didn't know. That's what the...
Total rookie move.
Yeah, rookie mistake. Yeah.
Call yourself an ISI agent. You do shit like that in the field.
And then...
the motorcycle out the ice cave.
Yeah, when we were in the theater, I was like, this can't be the finale.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we were thinking...
This isn't... And then cue Pathaan.
Luckily, there were two bikes in evil lair. And what Bond movie is this? Is it
Spectre?
Spectre? No, there was another one. with Roger Moore. I think it was View to a Kill.
No. That's Spy Who Loved Me.
No, For Your Eyes Only.
No, that was in the Mediterranean.
No, he went up a ski jump, and then there was a guy following him with a rifle, and then he went into the toboggan.
Are you sure that's?
I think it's For Your Eyes Only. Yeah, because she was an ice skater, right?
The one with the cliff? No, that's the one with the cliffs. Like the monastery on top of the huge cliff,
right?
Oh no, you're right. They're trying to get the keyboard MacGuffin or whatever the hell it was.
Yeah,
they toss it off the roof.
The Enigma machine.
Yeah, you're right. That is, but there's only so many biomes you can have in 26 movies. You gotta repeat sometime. So,
and I like how the Humvee had a cannon on the hood.
Yeah.
Then we're going across the ice just like Die Another Day.
Yeah. But I gotta say, like, I'm not a huge fan. Whenever, like, movies get into, like, snow territory or tundra, I'm always like, I'm not really a huge fan of it, but this gets an exception for me. I've always liked the desert biomes way more. Like, I've always loved them way more. Like, it's like The Exorcist. A lot of people don't like the beginning, like, with the whole, like, desert. I'm in. I like the whole desert sequence in Raiders. I like anything involved in the desert. Like Lawrence of Arabia, I love that movie just because of deserts.
So you like desert films?
Oh, hell yeah.
Peaked at top 5 desert films, Lawrence of Arabia, Raiders.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. That's got that scene in Xinjiang.
But that scene actually brings the film down. It slows it down.
Oh, it does. Yeah, you're right.
But once again, the only reason it's even slightly interesting is because of the desert.
Perfect ramp.
Let's go.
We're going to pull one wheel to the side as we fly through the air.
You always got to do that.
But got nothing on that Rogue Nation Tom Cruise motorcycle chase through.
I love that chase.
That was crazy.
I love that chase.
I think they have that synth soundtrack. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
I think that happens right there.
Luckily, the bullet didn't hit the fuel tank as it was shooting at Jim there. The movie might have to end if that were the case. Here we've got, oh no, I dropped Raj Beach. The one thing in your life you don't want to drop. You had one job with ISI.
Ice skates, bro. Give her a break.
She only has so many things like she can master. Like she got a doctorate. She's in ISI. I mean, come on, man, give her a break. So what is it going to be, Pathaan?
Yeah, he's got to make a choice
again. And then the awesome music that plays here, like it was just amazing. This is like Skyfall, kind of.
No, you're right. You're right. Because he shoots the ice and people fall. I mean, that is definitely Blofeld's
layer. This is
layer.
better than
any Bond movie.
So we have one more layer to go through.
Yeah, and then we still got to get Rock Beach, the other half.
And I guess they're in Italy because the uniforms say Polizia.
There are mountains like this in Italy?
Oh, yeah, the Italian Alps.
That sounds goofy. Don't they have deserts in Italy?
Italy? No. Sicily. Sicily's kind of arid and dry. But the Alps separate Italy from Switzerland and France.
I'm thinking of Spain. Spain has the deserts.
Yes.
I wondered, like, what was his name before he got to the Pathaan village? Like, what do they call him? And then after he got to the Pathaan village, is that, like, his code name? How did he choose that? You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if it started off, like, as an office joke. It's like, this guy was in the Pathaan village. Pathaan. And it was just kind of like a baller name, so he just kept it.
Yeah, is there an interpretation of the name that means something?
I like how he doesn't need a
a towel or anything, even though he was also full body in the water and walked God knows how many miles back.
Pathaan needs no towel.
Oh, dude, he just, with his physique, he'll just like create the body heat necessary to like warm up.
Well, this is something that you and I can relate to because we used to go down to the Bow River in Calgary.
Shit, that shit was cold.
And, you know, if we had ever dropped, and I mean, people,
oh my God,
people died down there.
That was freezing. Oh, this is another deleted scene that we didn't see.
She's being interrogated. I don't remember this at all.
Cut straight to the waterboarding. They didn't even ask her any questions in the movie we saw. They just
they went right to the waterboard.
They waterboarded her. It was like, oh my God. All right, now I got to
after Iraq, there was a lot of Hollywood just ripped open the waterboarding scene. I think there's one in Jason Bourne. There's one in Die Another Day. Any interrogation.
There's one in every single spy or action movie regarding anything.
There's one in Sicario.
Oh yeah, that one was
brutal.
Yeah, keep Mel Gibson away from the waterboard table, bro. Oh, yeah, here comes the incoming Zoom call.
And again, like, right when we figure out that we've been had is when Jim decides to call.
You got to figure out what's inside Rock Beach. And he's live streaming from his... Does this count as another lair? Like, where is this? Because it's not just a hangar. Is it just a hangar in the middle of a desert? Like...
It wasn't he just, like, in the Arctic? Or he was in the Alps, and now he's in the desert? Like, where is this place?
No, it's Afghanistan, but no, he has to get to Afghanistan.
Right.
So why is he in the desert? And I wondered, like, was it like an active choice to put him on every monitor? Because they said put him through.
Right. Yeah, who's controlling the switchboard? I just had a Zoom call yesterday with like 4 or 5 people. I can't tell you what it was like to get that going. But in movies, it just happens so quickly.
Yeah, never mind the 4K quality of his Samsung phone.
Yeah, he's got the most powerful Android that evil money can buy.
Yeah, he's got that evil router in the evil hangar.
And the virus apparently is affecting their suits. This is Raj Beach is the strangest virus ever.
It has it's airborne. It's acidic towards plastics. It goes inside of your body through suits, and it's invisible.
A demo of Rock Beach.
So please show your dying moments on Instagram or Twitter. Like peak Jim.
Well, I think that's the second reference to Instagram because the General Kaide brings it in the beginning when he's talking to the doctor about, you're not looking at Instagram pictures of girls.
Yeah.
It looks a very strange opening line to a film like this.
Yeah, not like an action torture sequence.
Well, I think that's just in general. I think we're in like the 15th or 16th year of like really heavy social media. And I think that just world cinema is reflecting everyone's wariness and everyone's sort of,
kind of. I mean, they just often do it horribly. It just comes off so cringy and like dated as hell. And like a lot of times, whenever you see that in film or TV, it's just like you can feel whoever wrote it was like the most out of touch person you've ever thought of. But here it's done well.
And here, like, I'm really sad to see her go. I really like this character. I was hoping she would come back for Pathaan 2.
Dude, if there's a Pathaan 2, I'm the first one in the theater. I'm pre-ordering like exclusive like advance tickets. Like, I'll be the first one to praise that movie.
Just you and me in the first and second generation Indians sitting in the theater loving Pathaan. And I did tell friends to go, and I did have a friend of mine that took her daughter and her son, and they went and saw Pathaan, and who said it was exactly the same. So it was a sold out theater, and we're the only 3 white people in the theater.
You can't describe this movie to anyone.
You can't. It's
much
so
like
good.
Describing Fury Road. It's like at first you like can't find the words, and then you give up, and then just say you got to see it.
Because it's one of those rare films that is an experience.
Yeah, it's this is Fury Road and the Pathaan. Those are movies that you experience.
It's a really good double shot of Pathaan and Lucre there.
Yeah.
All right,
shout out to these high-tech bombs.
Yeah, and this is another one. I think it's out of was it Outbreak, where they drop a conventional weapon onto a laboratory to create a vacuum and destroy.
Oh, the
everything.
one with Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah,
you don't need to do this. You don't need to.
Morgan Freeman,
hot.
Kevin Spacey.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Hallowed be thy name.
No, it wasn't Julia Roberts. It was someone older.
Some girl was in it that was half Dustin Hoffman's age.
Yeah.
Renee Russo.
Was that it?
Yeah, from Lethal Weapon 4.
Oh, yeah.
Thor's mom. Mom of Thor.
You were the gold now.
You were that gold now, Pathaan, holding us all together.
It was like tragic. Like, man.
I don't know what it is about Shah Khan's just gaze. He's just got this amazing gaze.
He's got that unspoken.
Here's the Kirk Spot moment from The Wrath of Khan. The ship. Is it okay? You saved us all.
That was heartbreaking.
Oh, the first time I saw it, I cried.
That's a top 5, like, deaths in cinema.
Yeah. Spock's death.
Spock's death and 2.
Yeah. It was hard for a lot of people.
That's a great movie.
Jai. Glory to India. Lucre's got his hand like the flag.
British Army.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. I'd like to be making a reference. Like Lucre is so old that's how they used to salute when he was back in the army.
King Khan's older than him.
And he looks like he's 25. I don't understand it.
I didn't like when this was like. I thought John Abraham was older, but like no, he's like King Khan's like 15 years older than Abraham, and he looks 30 years younger.
It's like shockingly young. I can't believe how young he looks.
Yeah, when we took to see Gareth to see this, I was like, "How old do you think he is?" He's like, "I don't know, like 20." Like, oh, well, you're about 40 years too, like shy. But shout out to this guy for hitting the gym in the craziest ways.
Whatever he's doing is doing. I don't know if you saw the thing on the Oscars just a couple of weeks ago when Hugh Grant came out with Andie MacDowell. They were in a movie together in the 90s called Four Weddings and a Funeral. It was a huge hit. And Andie MacDowell, like, she had gray hair, but she looked exactly the same. She's been acting since she was like 17 or something. And Hugh Grant just looks old. He just does. Like, he still looks like Hugh Grant. It's an older version of Hugh Grant. And of course his smart ass has to say something. And he's like, yes, this apparently is a commercial for moisturizer. Because she uses it and I don't. So this was in the trailer, and this was in one of those moments when he checks his watch, and it's starting now.
Oh, yeah, you've seen that. Yeah. Your time starts
now.
You have 48 hours.
With that shit-eating grin. It's always 48 hours. And when I saw this in the trailer, I just thought, this is going to... I mean, this movie's like...
It's going to be entertaining.
It's going to be entertaining, but it looks really corny. Like it's meant to be corny.
That's what the trailer gave off.
It's not meant to be corny at all.
It's just meant to be fun. Shout out to his tattoos, by the way.
Yeah, his compass tattoo.
Not all of them. I think he's got great tattoos. Is it inappropriate to say Jaheen?
Kashmir. So here was the drop, the Kashmir, and that's when I was like in the theater... Oh, that's what this is about. He's gonna drop this on an Indian city.
It doesn't matter. His plan is to drop it anyway. So he's just asking them something impossible. So yeah.
So they obligated India abrogated Article 370. They did do it. It was a while ago. I don't remember how long ago it was. 2019, I think. They abrogated the article, which meant basically like, look, we are running Kashmir. Kashmir is no longer running itself. We are running Kashmir, and it pissed off a lot of people. And they haven't rescinded it, so it's still that way. So Jim taking it personally here. And of course, I think I described it to somebody like India would rather commit national suicide than let Kashmir ever go to Pakistan. I'm sure it's not true for everyone, but it's a very, very touchy subject. I don't even think that was a live shot. I mean, that looked like CGI to me, like the exterior shot of that building. Yeah. But it was a 2-second shot, so this dude with his bowl cut hair.
Yeah, I feel bad for this guy. He's been in prison for like all of 3 days, and all that's been happening to him is just constant torture. You saw this poor dude lied out on the floor in the Alps or whatever, just beat to shit. Next time we see him, he's hung up like Jesus, taking a beating.
Well, the first time we see him, isn't he the guy who strapped on the rocket?
Yeah, that's who we took.
Yeah. So,
Afghanistan.
Here's the waterboarding scene. So, yeah, it skips over that previous one and goes right to here.
My father was a journalist, and he has too many questions. That's like every journalist ever in the Middle East.
Well, let's go ahead and tie her shirt up across the upper part of her belly just to have some skin on her stomach showing. And he's looking at them. Can't believe you tortured a woman. Very Guantanamo-like tactics. So Pathaan's got to save the world.
Pathaan's promise. I will watch this whole movie just for like the last dance sequence.
The last dance sequence is really strong, and if the audience is going to think that I'm cutting this off when the credits roll like I normally do, you're wrong.
Yeah.
You're absolutely wrong. We are going to wait until the camera stops shooting. And everything fades to black.
It's one of my favorite songs, like ever, is Jamais Je Pathaan.
On iTunes. Buy it on iTunes. Here we go. Another evil layer. It's in the top of a mountain in the middle of Afghanistan, most possibly Kandahar province.
I love his fit. Oh, here's General Kadir.
Yeah.
All bald, just so you know he has cancer.
Yeah, and he looks a little thinner.
Yeah, they make sure he has that black eyeliner.
Yeah. And then Jim's got the pop collar on the jacket.
Make sure you stand with your hands.
Missile state, unarmed, in big bold letters.
I love that.
It's just like the Paris shot. Armed. Like big ass letters. As if you didn't know that. Here's the attack.
And then, of course, the money transfer, which was also in Who Am I? And then tons of other films of, we're going to transfer that money.
Oh, why are you the money? I love that. I love that in any movie.
A strange virus is spreading
in
this village in Afghanistan.
Village in Afghanistan.
Smallpox.
Oh, that can't be. One of the orbs are destroyed. And then Jim turns into literally Darth Vader here.
Oh, yeah. It's just like all the younglings must die. It's not just a popped collar; it's a leather popped collar.
No, this part where he turns in, like physically turns.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He pulls him up by the neck. Yeah,
I want you to search this whole ship and
Commander, tear this ship apart until you found those plans. Bring me the passengers. I want them alive. Yeah.
Live one-handed.
I do like Jim's sort of Joker type atmosphere. Is like, hey, if you think that I've got any sympathy for Pakistan, you're wrong. I am here to destroy the world, including you. I am the demon. Rocked Beach.
Rock Beach isn't.
What, this the third time Rock Beach has changed?
I am the Mandarin.
I am being metaphorical. I am the virus. Let's party in Islamabad. Islamabad, of course, the capital of Pakistan.
Shout out to this American PMC.
Yeah. He looks familiar. I've seen him before. I'm not going to look him up now.
Every other extra in every action movie.
And this is an impressive set. Like, if you look in the background, it's like there is something on every inch of this place.
Rocks.
And, like, cool screens, like, showing you nothing. Here's this village. When we're dying, let's make sure we don't sit in the bed, and let's just go out and play soccer.
Right. If you're sick of smallpox, be sure and get some sun.
That'll burn off the blisters. Oh, here it is. Rock Beach.
Oh no. It's a fake. No, just like the egg in Ocean's 13.
12.
To my home.
Pathaan village.
Pathaan village.
My Afghan
family.
Flashback.
Where the Muslims took care of me like I was one of my own. And again, like the colors. The colors are amazing.
There we go.
Got this missile in here. And this really reminds me of True Lies. How they had the...
Oh, yeah.
You know, and that was a takeoff of
I love that movie.
Thunderball. True Lies.
True Lies
Schwarzenegger.
is so awesome.
Jamie Lee Curtis, who just won an Oscar. Best Supporting Actress for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
More air cannons in this cave. I remember, like, when this scene came on, I was like, oh, this is cool. I wonder where him and Jim are going to, like, fight off. Are they going to, like, get to his, like, office or whatever? But I had no idea how batshit crazy this scene was going to get in the theater. Yeah. And I was just starstruck when it happened. Like, I had never seen anything that ridiculous. And I was totally here for
it. and they pulled it off.
And they made it, like, somehow more badass. The badass scale went off the charts and completely counteracted the cheesiness.
Well, that's just it. Like, it should be cheesy. It should be corny. It should be campy. And I'm not saying that it's not, but...
fun it is.
It's so fun. The movie is so good.
That it just doesn't matter.
It's so enjoyable. Like, how many times have you seen somebody cradle the dying friend in their arms?
Yeah, and he dies. And
no.
I will kill. Pathaan's
He closed his eyes.
Closes his eyes with the hand and does that. And you've seen it 1,000 times, but here, it's Pathaan.
But when King Kong does it, that looked like a hard fall. Like, I know they make
the Raid
fours
has some hard falls.
Yeah.
John Wick has some hard falls. Oh my god.
Oh, the hits in John Wick 4 were crazy.
Shout out to Keanu Reeves and anything he does.
Yeah, he's another, like, he's in his 50s too.
Yeah.
She shoots her own general.
Oh no, she stabs him in the heart.
Shout out to that dying face. Got to be one of the goofiest. Cool. And I saw this.
No way, he's got a jetpack. And I started freaking out in the theater.
So this is where I mean, we know that these movies run long, but then I think afterwards we talked about, it's like Shakespeare. It's like they've got 5 acts instead of traditional Hollywood 3-act structure. You just have 2 extra acts on it.
Yeah, this one, Bollywood movies got like 4 acts. So instead of 5.
So where's another jetpack? There's another one right there. God. Thank God. And here's another, like, Fast and Furious type of
sequence.
Yeah. We don't even know if Pathaan's done this before.
Yeah, this is just... How much does that weigh? Just...
Oh, I know. It just looks heavier than shit. It looks like 400 pounds.
Dude, he could
squat twice that. Like, he'll bench press 200 pounds.
And then the scene where the hero is just like falling down, like either it's in a helicopter, and they last second they come back up.
Yeah. And you hear the motor.
Great scene. Oh my god, completely ridiculous. And at the time we were like, "This is so awesome." We didn't care how ridiculous it was.
And here's the girl fight.
What girl fight? What you mean? She KOs her.
Boom!
In the back.
That was hard. Oh yeah, through the valley, and this
is amazing.
This is kind of like Top Gun. I mean,
better than Top Gun.
Going through the canyons. And then, of course, if you just want to. How much does the ammo package weigh on these things?
Oh my god, this is crazy.
Gotta defuse a bomb. We get more enemies show up. Hold off while I defuse this bomb.
Meanwhile, Jim and Pathaan are flying through holes in the mountainside, 3 feet off the ground. Oh, here she's got
the Ripley moment.
Yeah.
Looks like a blaster from Star Wars.
And that's a PP Ching or whatever. It's like a Chinese made.
Yeah, Chinese.
President jam after the second round. If you want to assassinate a public official, I suggest you buy American.
And lots of AKs in here.
Oh, yeah.
For, what's the line from Jackie Brown? If you absolutely positively have to kill every motherfucker in the room, except no substitute. And there's that great scene from Lord of War when
oh my god,
that Arab's firing it and you hear the ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
Kalashnikov.
Hear the shells popping out of the ejection port and they start making like cash sounds.
Where's the orb? The orb was never here. This WMD was just another distraction.
Jim had another plan all along.
It's his fourth backup plan.
And he didn't tell me about it. It is right. Yes.
He had a plan to bring Jim, and then his backup plan was him to steal Rock Beach for him, and then his backup plan was to...
Another dive through the air.
On the backpack.
Just another moment where we freaked out in the theater when he just starts free falling through the air and then hits this and
flying through the roof. Where is Rock Beach?
Drops him.
And this is great too. The only Sergey knows who's Sergey. That guy.
Bozo they shot earlier.
Well, so yeah. It's the guy that you killed. That's been done in other films. Thinking Assault in Precinct 13 is one of them.
Flight LT-72.
Yeah, so now we're holding a plane hostage because luckily Jim got Rock Beach onto a commercial airliner flying to Delhi.
A freaking missile.
I thought you were going to use a missile. So his plan all along was to fly it to Delhi because he was saying before target is Islamabad, but target can't be Islamabad because it was on the plane the whole time. So a little contradiction there in the plot, but none of it matters. None of it's kind of like what Austin Powers movie is, where he goes back into, oh no, I've gone cross-eyed, and then Basil Exposition says, just go along for a ride, and I suggest you at home do too.
Oh, and then he pops the theme song doing the
da-da-da-da. Theme song.
Yeah, I love that theme song. It's best villain theme song of all time.
Landing permission denied. So what, like the smallpox is going to break out on the airplane and then the airplane's going to crash. I guess the explosion from the crash would probably destroy the virus.
Why do they think it was on the missile? Because that would just blow up the virus, theoretically. Then why would they ever? Whatever. It doesn't matter.
Here we go. The orb has 6 minutes left.
And the only way you can turn it off is by beating me and turning off the detonator I have located on my person.
Right on the front part of my shoulder straps.
God forbid he gives him a hug.
And we saw that coming a mile away, too.
Yeah.
Boom.
This is a great fight.
Boom. This is an awesome fight.
Yeah.
And this is second, third mission control.
Right.
That Colonel Dukar's in.
Well, yeah, and that reminds me of all those scenes in Armageddon of Billy Bob Thornton in the control room.
Oh my God.
That kind of reminds me of that, of how Michael Bay would like move the camera around.
Yeah.
And then the pilots, and that's out of Die Hard 2.
So stupid.
The pilots in Die Hard 2 just, we've got to land this plane. And then this fight here between Jim and Pathaan, that really reminds me of Ra's al Ghul and Batman.
I don't know why.
Fighting in the end of, no, it's not at the end of Batman Begins. It's right about the middle, if I remember correctly.
Middle? I don't know.
Is it? It's not in the beginning. Well, he's in the prison.
About.
Batman Begins when he tries to leave the Brotherhood and
the monastery.
Yeah, and then he saves Liam Neeson.
The hour-long origin.
The training montage.
I don't think it reminds me of that. I mean, it's got some wood and some rugs, and that's about it.
Get me the minister. We got to get the army out of Kashmir. Right into the knee. Right into the knee.
Yeah, and that.
Then he puts it back into joint.
That's a badass trademark. Just pop that shit back in the socket. You know you're badass.
That happens.
That happened to your mom.
Yeah,
he was playing tennis. Yeah,
I heard that. I was like, that's disgusting.
Let me just fix this. It's like Martin Riggs pulling himself out of
that was
and Lethal Weapon 2, the straight jacket. Let me just put this back.
Awesome kick.
Upper air, off the ground, roundhouse, straight out kick. That was like Patrick Swayze type stuff.
Oh, yeah. Faux show.
And I like how you can see the timer.
Yeah.
Lift up to the ground. Great fights. Was that Pan Am?
Yo, how do we tug on some more heartstrings? I don't know, man. Just like say there's got like a shit ton of kids on the plane and like put a shot in there of like an 8-year-old or something. I don't call it a day.
Show a child.
Boom, done.
Boom. These are just
some rocky tanking hits, just endurance battle.
Yeah, it does remind me of Creed 2, Creed 3. Come on, Pathaan. You can do it, Pathaan. Blow up the passengers. I'm guessing that's the Russian version of a Tomahawk missile. Ooh. Fist. Oh. 2 kicks to the sternum. 2 boots to the sternum. 1 kick. The house is sliding off the edge of the cliff.
I thought.
Well, this is like the 3rd or 4th ending. It was kind of like, the Return of the King type of. Is this going to be the finale? Is this going to be the finale? Is this going to be the finale?
No, it's a no. Oscar baiting.
And then Pathaan knows that he's going to get a knife.
Yeah,
but he's planning it. Ooh! I remember in the theater we were all like, "Oh my god, no!"
I was like, "No, they can't. No, they can't kill Pathaan."
Like I know that Delhi will be saved, but still,
you can't
kill Pathaan.
You can't kill this man because he's too awesome in every category.
Well, luckily, it's just a flesh wound.
Yeah, he's just too much of a gangster.
It just missed all the vital organs.
And then I love
this shot where his like shoulders just obscuring.
Yeah.
And then it's
the cinematography is really good. And when they did that camera slide to the left, it was the same as the pool. It was the
it's part of his theme where like the creaking of like the metal or whatever happens. It's part of his theme, Jim's theme.
Stop the missile!
Abort!
Screaming
it.
And then you have the celebration.
Yes.
Yep.
The fist pumps. The horseshoe tracking shot.
And then my fifth time watching this, I was like, "You guys are gonna wait like 30 minutes before just to, I don't know, get a call from Pathaan and you say, I have it, and he's dead. You're not just gonna land. Like, what if they reactivates it? But one fell swoop just like drops him over.
And again, we've seen this in a million things. This is like Hans Gruber hanging off the edge of the building with Jim hanging there and Pathaan.
And then drops a 60-year-old quote. I remember when I saw that. I remember when I first saw. I was like, "Did he just say that? Did he just quote him?" No.
Is that just another cliche line?
I was like, "Yeah." Like, did he just?
A soldier does not ask what his country can do for him. He asks what he can do for his country.
Why did an Indian super spy just quote JFK?
But it's also one of those things that I'm not too familiar with how familiar Kennedy's words are in India.
I guess you're right.
In the Western world, very much so, of course. We would expect that. But
that's a great medallion.
I just don't know.
You don't deserve this.
You don't deserve this. The sign of India. And then I love the kick here on the fingers.
Like the Dominic Toretto stomping, like it crushes everything around him.
Give your mother India my last goodbye. Pathaan's promise.
I'm so sad at it.
Jai Hind. Boom!
Oh, great villain, just gone.
That's a fantastic end. That's an amazing end.
This
is amazing shot. This close-up shot where coming all the way across this cliff to Pathaan. I mean, this is just like Tom Cruise on the cliff in Mission Impossible 2. I mean, there's tons of shots like this in other films.
Just coming right there.
It's great. It's great.
Moment of reflection.
I saved India. And because of that, I saved the world.
Yeah.
He's even got the little man bun.
Oh, yeah. Apex Mountain for man buns.
And then, of course, we're thinking, okay, here's the director credit, Siddharth Anand. All right. So that's it, right? And of course, I was thinking, there's only one dance number.
Yeah. And I was still like on the fence. I was like, maybe I'll just like leave. But then this scene came up. I was like, I got to see what happens because this is a goated movie. And then like the first like 10 seconds of the song started, I'm like, oh, I'm here. I'm here.
We didn't want to leave. I don't think we left until the end of the credits.
No, we didn't.
Just in case. Please tell me there's another scene. I want more Pathaan. I want one more song and dance. Our paths are separate now. Thank you.
And then the protagonist ultimately gets the role of the dead boss.
Yeah. Well, somebody's got to run Joker.
Yeah, obviously not Colonel Luther.
Tiger or Kabir.
Plenty of people to fight for India. Wounded soldiers who need a purpose. You are the molten gold that hold them together. These are eggshells.
And everyone's just waiting patiently behind him.
Like he isn't going to keep protecting Mother India.
And that's slow. I have to say, just these guys are pros. You can tell these guys are hitting their marks. They're taking the director's notes.
They know where the camera is. Like this is one of the most professional movies I have ever seen. As much as we're entertained by it and we laugh with it. Yeah, the quality of this film is actually very good. The cinematography is amazing.
You got like
the color correction.
Yeah, and all the characters, they're all layered. You know,
they put deep thought into this before they shot it. It looks like
surprising.
Looks like a throwaway action script, and it's
looks
not.
like a throwaway action movie. Some like shitty Bruce Willis, like 2005, like action movie written in 3 days.
Tears of the Sun.
Shampoo. I'm sad I'm not going to be able to hear this song.
Is it a hard cut?
Yeah, this is the hard cut.
Oh yeah,
and then like a guitar, and then oh my god, best part of the movie right here.
And we're back in Spain, aren't we? Shah Rukh Kahn.
Oh my god, I can hear the song in my mind. And then we were freaking out too here. It's like, oh my god.
The motorcycles and the Quattrocentros.
So many good shots in this.
Oh my god.
She's got the boots on. These great the jean shorts and the boots. And this has a lot of damn extras, man. There's like 100 people in this shot. And it just goes on for shot after shot. It reminds me of that really complicated one we saw. It wasn't a dance number, but it was an enormous amount of people in the first 20 minutes of Babylon.
Oh, please. Yes.
Yes.
I love that shot. Hey, can we get you to stand up against a crate and like, I don't know, like put your muscles up your head, like something like that.
I'm going to put you in front of a window with iron bars, and I want you to reach back and grab the iron bars.
Cinematography of this dance sequence is just out of this.
Yes.
Out of this world.
The high stepping, this sort of.
Oh, it's brilliant. I love every second of this. I watched the whole movie just for this. This is Cuba?
It definitely looks Spanish, and they said they were in Spain earlier, right? But this looks kind of like Italy.
What the hell are you wearing?
the open arms. Pathaan. I mean, yeah, it looks like Italy, somewhere in the Mediterranean. Well, they have those old cars. That's why I want to think it's Havana. Yeah, maybe it's on.
When I first saw this, I thought she was wearing a Motorhead shirt.
Which there was a scene in one of the Fast and Furious movies that was supposedly took place. Fast 8 it opened in Havana.
Yeah.
Fate and the Furious.
It's just so good.
It's
just so good.
It's the perfect level of everything. We got to put that like string around his bicep.
Well, it just makes it pop out that much more. She's got the ripped jeans.
His hair, like, and then here's when it slows. Oh, this is my favorite part of the entire movie.
Air cannon and the
fire.
Oh, the fire! The fire
best
breather.
Part of the whole movie.
Hair flying through the air. Here it comes.
Yes! Amazing!
The 8-pack going on.
That was crazy. I remember that was another time I started freaking out in the theater. I was like, this is the greatest thing I've ever witnessed.
Well, what I couldn't believe was at the time there were 100 other people in the theater who just did not seem to be as excited about this as
anyone
we
else?
did.
Like, no one seemed like excited at all. I was like, is this
normal for Bollywood?
The calmest Bollywood movie. Your average Bollywood movie. It's just ridiculous to me.
It was crazy good.
Yeah. And then this is the scene that made me think that there was is there like a whole series leading up to Pathaan? I hope so. And then I was like, whoa.
Well, Salman Khan's been in a bunch of spy movies that are just like this one. But they're both getting older, and of course, they're referring to two people. I guess are like the Arnold Schwarzenegger or the Sylvester Stallone
of India.
Like
these action stars that have been around
forever,
and they just can't do it anymore. And
people were laughing in the theater,
the only time
knew.
They showed any emotion was at this scene. No other time during the movie did they crack a smile. Did I hear a giggle? But here, everyone was cracking up, and then we were the ones who were quiet. I'm like, what the hell am I not getting? But whatever. I guess I just don't get it.
Pieces of the puzzle that we were missing. We can't leave it to the kids.
Yeah, please don't. I need Pathaan too.
But I like the buddy cop nature of that shot. Lower back.
Yep.
Thank you, Salman Khan. So is that it?
That's it.
Oh man, what a great movie!
Absolute peak cinema.
His Excellency the Ambassador of Spain. So yeah, they shot it in Spain.
Peak cinema to me.
That's like the height of my life is seeing Pathaan, and like the rest of it's downhill. There's no other movie that will come close to that in the theater.
Well, I remember when I went on to Letterboxd to rate it, and I rated it 5 stars, and the average was like 2.7 or something.
Dude,
I was
they're
like,
haters.
What is wrong with people?
Nah, man. This is peak.
This is a great movie.
This is the funnest movie of all time. This somehow does Fast and Furious better than Fast and Furious. Like, I don't know. I just loved every scene of this movie. Every scene had a place. I loved all the musical stuff in it. The theme song was the best. The acting, King Khan, Peak Khan. Like, I don't know, S tier movie. My favorite.
So, if you haven't seen it yet and you were just listening to this for fun, we highly encourage you to see Pathaan on Amazon Prime. We highly encourage you to buy the Blu-ray with the 4K and watch Pathaan as soon as you can. Thanks very much for watching Pathaan with me. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, it's an absolute pleasure. I love watching this movie.
All right, you want to play it again?
Yeah, I want to do it again, actually. Yeah. I got to listen to that dance sequence again. So.
All right, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for watching Pathaan with Luke and I for the Super 70 podcast. All music for this podcast is by Rosalind McPhail. You can find her at rosalindmcphail.com. You can reach me at thatdylandavis@gmail.com, and you can find me, my books, and my blog at www.thatdylandavis.com. I'm Dylan Davis, and we'll meet next time somewhere in New Zealand.
truly believe that humanity is a lot like me. It is. It's an aging movie star, grappling with all the newness around itself, wondering whether it got it right in the first place, and still trying to find a way to keep on shining regardless. I was born in a refugee colony in the capital city of India, New Delhi. And my father was a freedom fighter. My mother was, just a fighter like mothers are. And much like the original Homo sapiens, we struggled to survive. When I was in my early 20s, I lost both my parents, which I must admit seems a bit careless of me now.